I want to preface something a little bit out of character, just to help you guys plan out a little bit more. 1-star and 2-star raids, I consider things that Eso-Tiller can handle completely independently. If you want to leave them alone, you can let them handle it. I have a system set up for how the base will handle. This does not mean things can't go horribly wrong if you're not there. It just means you are allowed to leave the base during any of these raids. And it will just, the star ranking just shows it'll get procedurally harder for them to defend themselves. Furthermore, before we begin, I do want to say that last time I forgot again. When you dropped Mad as Hell's Bazaar Field, it did break a key on the butterfly. It broke a lock. I won't forget this time, I swear.
Okay. What do you mean by this, Tali?
What do you mean? What do I mean by this?
What do you mean by this? What do you mean
for
this
you to
time?
figure out and for me to chuckle.
Okay.
So, welcome everybody back to Learn Mortality Night 7. Last time on Learn Mortality, the party entered a high-pressure situation. What'll happen today?
Actually, GM, it was a low-pressure situation.
Thanks for doing my joke at an even worse place, Duncan.
I knew Mike would say it. I didn't think Duncan would say it. Both of you are banished to the Shadow Realm for 20 minutes. Go think about what you've done.
Right,
oh god, oh no. We were nerds in the fucking TTRPG chat. How embarrassing.
How McFucking dare you?
So, after trekking back through the underground tunnel system, the party has found themselves back in Eso-Tiller, right as the sun crests below the horizon. You've all made it back without much incidents. Now that the tunnels have been cleared for you, it is much easier to traverse. And since you're all starting at Eso-Tiller, you can lower Frostbite, and you can reroll health if you wish.
Please. Lucy's gonna make his way further down. Hello.
You
We're
hear
back.
the soft clicking of keys. Millie looks up and smiles. Oh, hello, Lucifer.
Greetings. Oh, God.
Lucy is dead.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Lucy is gone.
I've seen a
Sorry,
ghost.
hang on. Sorry, I slipped into the fifth by accident. I've been so scared about that.
It happens from time to time. Hang on, I've got him.
Yeah.
You got back rooms.
I've been scared about that for
Oh my
ever since you explained it. Like me just being in New Mexico, just going away. Finally experienced it. Glad you're here.
Bliss just looks up from his pillow and is just like,
yeah, if you're kind of manifesting it by being scared about it all the time.
You're right. My motto is don't bring it into this world when thinking about it. Anyway, we're back. I'm gonna sit down.
you're gonna hear Val swing around the corner and just go, yes, it seems that we've made significant progress in securing the first point in the underground tunnels, and we made it back in time for dinner.
I love
Sorry,
dinner.
Dinner is good. Dinner good. Food required.
I'm really glad that all of you made it out of that tunnel with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, shit was mad as hell.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a fun time. Thank you.
Anselor's gonna narrow his eyes at Bliss. Bliss is gonna narrow his eyes at Anselor. They have an unspoken conversation for a second.
Hopefully soon we can finish up clearing up that area, and hopefully there's no more frostbitten down there. Lucy, mind goes, oh, but there will be.
There will be.
Yeah, I know. But it would be nice to have that monorail cleared out at least. The ability to go further in without, hard over landscape transport would be good.
It will be nice, but it will be difficult to make sure it stays clear of Frostbitten.
Yeah, maybe we should figure out some kind of lockdown mechanism.
I was talking earlier about the idea of setting up a laser grid. Maybe we could make some sort of sensor of ourselves, Take those jellyfish for inspiration. Why don't we?
That'd be good. We could also do something alongside that and have a keycard access so that only those from Eso-Tiller have access to turn off that grid.
I think something like a grid, like a security grid, would be a good idea. I don't think there's anything at our disposal right now that will exactly allow us to keep them out of the shuttle loop. Just something to tell us if they're there, so we don't get ambushed.
Correct.
Right, and I think it's also kind of pertinent, if I'm going to be honest with you. We have sight down there, because, like, a snake dragon thingy or whatever could crawl on in at any point. Or worse.
Well, we could scavenge one of the cameras here that's not really doing anything. Make it remote.
I'm still having trouble with the front desk cams. For whatever reason, they don't seem to be functioning.
Wasn't the one also in, was it Alpha Lab? Not working?
That was my fault.
Oh.
But ever since the good doctor messed with the front desk's camera, it's been fishy. She's kind of just tapping at her computer. I can get images occasionally, but it doesn't like staying on.
You want me to take a look at it?
I would love that. Yes.
Front desk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I can take.
Yeah, take someone with you. The attack is supposed to be starting soon.
I could go with you.
Right, yeah. We gotta go this way. The other way's blocked now.
Yes, I was wondering where you were going.
Out of my damn mind, apparently.
Aren't we all?
Let's see, where did Corporal Alex go off to?
So, Seko, everything going alright?
About as well as you'd expect.
Yeah. It's been quite stressful these past few days. Lucy looking over here, remembering what happened a few days prior between Lucy and Seko.
Yeah, I mean, crazy monsters, nearly dying every time I go out. My sister's half dead.
Well, yeah, that is a lot to think about. At least she's still her, which is a big benefit.
I'm going to need so much therapy when this is all done.
Oh, me too. Quite a lot. Good thing I have healthcare with United.
Yeah.
It's totally covered.
So, question, Seiko. Curiosity.
Shoot.
I was brought in as a specialist in the supernatural I was requested by United to come down here, and certain things piqued my interest for coming down here. Why did you come down here aside from your sister? Is it just to come see her, or...?
Well, my sister and I, we've only had each other for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents went missing a long time ago, and
Oh, I see.
through thick and thin, we've always been there for each other. That wasn't about to change now. I got the impression that Goose needed me, so I came running.
Makes sense. Well, at least you and I are in a kin heart in that sense. It's just been me and my sister
We
for
ba-
a long
We
time.
basically raised each other.
Oh, wow, we do actually have a lot in common then. My parents were taken by the apocalypse.
We don't know what happened to ours, but that's probably... I'm not sure.
Right? This is the computer down here, right?
Yeah.
Lucy's gonna grab it, is gonna try and bring it up to... Is gonna try and plug it in, see if there's any kind of system restart or something that he could do for it before checking the actual camera out there.
The computer's monitor has been almost completely smashed, so that's
glorious.
a no-go.
Well, at least we can maybe make another monitor later with this. Note to scrap monitor.
As
Possibly.
for the camera, when you're standing here, you will hear just this occasional just kind of sound coming from the direction of the camera now that you're paying more attention to it. Sort of up in this corner.
But yeah, she's had my back for everything, for all the changes I've gone through, for me wanting to be a streamer.
Yes, it's Good to have somebody there for you. That's kind of how I was with my sister. She doesn't currently have the best time getting around, so I try my best to help her out.
She's really all I have left. And I don't know what I'd do without her. I take a pokey poke at the camera.
As the wind of the outside is blowing ever in. By all accounts, this doesn't really add up. The camera should be functioning, but it seems every time it tries to start up, it just turns off.
Maybe there's something wrong underneath the mounting.
Well, Millie says that she's able to get a picture every now and then, so maybe it's something with like the actual circuit connection.
Hey, you got a screwdriver?
Yes, I got this one from Encore. Plot point screwdriver.
Alright.
Thank you. She's gonna take it off its mounting and see if there's anything wrong with the wiring behind it.
You unscrewed from the wall. The wires seem mostly intact. If anything, the interior of the wall is a little bit damaged from lack of proper infrastructure, but the camera itself seems to have survived all of that.
Mostly. Okay, so...
Yeah, like, you could see like a little bit of water damage lower down on the wall inside of it.
There's water damage to the wall, but the camera's wires.
Camera's high enough
themselves are
for it to be fine, yeah.
fine. No frayed wires?
No.
Nothing wrapped precariously around each other?
Nope.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the camera here. I don't see anything unusual. Unless you want to take a look at it. Maybe your eyes might be better than mine sometimes.
I can give it a shot.
Here.
Lucy's gonna grab the screwdriver. We'll say that Lucy also grabbed like a chair or something from like in here, this chair over here, to help stabilize on. Let me see here. The wires aren't frayed, but is there something actually like with the electrical connection itself? Is there like a small computer, so there's usually like a light indicator, whether it's like on or not? Is there something like, is it blinking or is it a...
The camera would have a light next to its lens that would blink on for a fraction of a second and then blink off whenever you hear that sound.
Hey, Lucy's gonna look directly into the camera.
Like just into its lens?
Yeah, just into its lens and see if there's something inside there that's messing with it.
You see a red silhouette of the good doctor. Inside the camera.
Oh, hello there.
What's up?
Oh. It appears that the good doctor has, what's that thing called where on an image, a phantom of its days?
Screen burn?
Yeah, they have screen burned. Or it might be the bastard himself. Now, what are you doing in there? Goes through the top of it to reach for the lens.
I don't think it's screen burn. If it was screen burn, we'd be seeing him on all the images, not just cutting in and out.
I believe Millie said that's the one that the doctor was appearing in front of when trying to take photos, like still images and stuff like that from this camera. Makes perfect sense that he's just in the way.
Maybe there's a frostbitten inside the camera? Here, let me see that. Let's take it apart.
Yep, Lucy's gonna pop off the top and start unscrewing, and actually like gonna start reaching in for the lens.
Okay, as the top of the lens pops off, something flutters out of the camera and tries to land on your hand.
Nope!
Shit. Okay.
Counter butterfly it.
No. Hey, look at you. No, that is the last thing Lucy will do.
I know, I'm just being a tactical asshole.
Okay. Encore. As Encore is going to appear and is going to just grab both of them and just fall backwards onto the ground, trying to pull them with his might.
Sounds good. I think that would be a contested speed roll.
I'm gonna resolve that. Oh god. Oh god. Am I gonna do this episode with no resolve?
Good. I'm fucking...
It's
This is
Like, let's have hype, man. Can I shoot a die at the stupid...
Sure. We'll add your brains into Lucy's roll. Or your bronze,
Nice,
whichever
that's
one's higher.
9. And I'm also gonna resolve that one. We can't. I'm not dying here for like this.
Not like this.
Not like this. Okay.
You go learn your mortality?
No.
13.
1 resolve. Yes.
Okay. Encore pulls Seiko and Lucy back. The butterfly, right where your hand was, and then flutters up over your heads and phases through the ceiling.
I missed. Damn it.
Okay.
Looks at the camera again.
Lucy's gonna go onto the intercom. Just so you all know, we just narrowly dodged another butterfly in Eso-Tiller. It's moved through the ceiling.
Another one?
Another
it was
one.
In the camera. It was in the
fucking
stupid camera.
Okay.
Check the other cameras. See, are any of the other ones doing it?
I'm gonna... Okay. Checking the camera array right now. None of the other cameras are glitching like that one was. I'm going to have extension of you go around and check all of them, just in case.
Okay.
Really, make sure don't just send extension of you out. I trust your ability to move around, but with an active butterfly, we don't want it happening with the same thing with Larry.
That is a good point.
Why don't you have Ansler or your father come with you? Ansler at least could maybe block the butterfly if it's coming by. Bliss could, with you could blow it away.
She looks aside at her dad and her uncle. Both of them nod, and they are going to get up and form a little butterfly hunting party.
Yo, butterfly family going
brigade.
butterfly hunting.
Butterfly family looking for butterflies. Let's go. Because of this scene, I want to go over and make sure that I want to figure out what Larry and Elisar had been doing during that.
Corporal.
You need something, Elisar?
Yes. It appears that more of those butterflies have snuck in.
Yeah, I have my comms active.
Me and the rest of the crew here, we're going to be going and patrolling around looking for them. You should join us. Besides, there's an important conversation we need to have with them as well. We could patrol around while we do it.
Yeah, we want to get to this before it becomes too big of a deal.
Alright. We'll head to the science wing. Do you three want to check up north?
Sure.
All things considered, it's probably best for it just to be one party and you to take Elisar with you. We do know that these things can move in and out of the fold. We've seen them do it with Elisar. Or at least Elisar has seen them do it.
Yeah,
When they do it, there still is an indication coming from a phantom glow. You should be able to see the light that they give off still.
They're all fully submerged.
Not fully submerged, no.
Alright.
Fair enough.
Very well. We'll check up north and make our way, circle our way back down towards you because I believe there are some things that we saw in the shuttle loop which warrant a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you two, let's go.
Sounds good to me. So it can hide inside of technology? Is that what we're gathering from this?
Yes, it seems so.
Almost infect it.
Well, whatever it was doing theoretically stopped that camera from working, right? So at least we can assume.
Check the most dense part of technology and one of the more dense parts of the technology in the base, then.
That's what I was thinking. They've attacked the generator room before. What would stop them from doing it again?
Clarification, Tali.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still using the generator room?
Base. This generator is primarily for this floor.
Gotcha.
So it's what you use to keep the lights on basically at this point. This generator is...
It's our coffee machine and our space heater.
How do I word this? This generator is fucked. You can see walking down here there is rust and corrosion everywhere. Despite Val's efforts getting the entire base functional again, it does not seem to be feasible right now. So what you've got with this generator is basically a bunch of spare parts and a nice space heater. And a laundry machine. Now if I were a little subterfuging butterfly, where would I hide?
Just give this whole place a once-over, LSR.
Probably where I could spring out on some unsuspecting target. Someone just trying to do their job who wouldn't think twice about being attacked. Alistar is going to go up onto this platform and use his ability to check over like all the control panels.
Okay, give me a precision roll. You flip through the circuitry and circuit boards. For the most part, all you really see is the paths that $5 Steak had traveled when he was in here are a little bit fried. Outside of that, no butterfly.
What I meant by give the room a once-over is I remember they weren't the only one that gave a strange phantom glow, if you catch my drift.
Correct. I've been also looking out for any sort of light malfunctions along the way.
And then all of your communicators are going to come on, and you're going to hear Murphy. And he's going to go,
Hey, everyone at Eso-Tiller. Heads up. Knight's Frostbitten force spotted.
Oh, lovely.
How
They're
many?
on the northern side. I count 10. They're heading towards the greenhouse.
Well, we're pretty much already there. Should we go, lie and wait for them?
sounds good to me.
Northeast or northwest? Or just due north?
Penguin.
Fucker.
Oh, good.
God.
Whatever direction Penguin is.
They're coming for your cucumbers.
You hear just a mumble. What about my... Wait, they're attacking the... And then just suddenly as she shoots up... Oh, motherfuckers. And as you come up, Larry, you are going to hear a crash. As stumbling and tumbling in through the greenhouse, through the sort of biodomes, come a bunch of wild things. From both sides.
There they are.
And they jump in a spray of glass.
Oh, motherfucker, that's annoying to replace.
Alistar's then going to use visions to open up like a little like firing slot in the door.
You're gonna have a Val behind you quickly with a family affair coming out to her side.
And I'm going to open the door again, but just only because I'm trying to give us vision through it.
Okay.
It's not going to be actually opened.
Sounds good, sounds good.
I'd rather not make more of a mess of the greenhouse than I have to.
Wait for them to come to us. Get a better shot.
It could also just be the idea of them infiltrating the greenhouse to... Do we have any more food supplies in there, or are they all just planted in there, Goose?
You hear a yelling as Goose is running through the halls. Yes, we have more food! I was trying to cook, grow, make... If they attack my baby flowers, I'm gonna kill them!
Try to draw them over here. What?
You see that yellow light behind there? I don't remember there being a light fixture over there.
Here. If we're so worried, why don't I just... Going to use visions to, if I see any planters, kind of like floating planters off to the side by the windows, I'd like to just put them in the fold.
Okay, yeah, sure. You're gonna conceal all the plants in the fold? Excellent.
Yes.
Give me a precision roll. Actually, no, this is fun. We did this before. Roll me range.
I'm actually scared for the
Alright,
frostbitten
alright.
this time, Lucy. Last time someone messed with Goose's plants back home, it didn't end well.
Okay, so you
What
lost by one,
result?
so I'm gonna give you all the ones in the terrariums. However, there are some plants in the back that are just slightly out of range for you, at least that, or you don't mentally know where they are or see them. And it does seem like the wild things are not focused on you. They are attacking the potted plants. However, you got at least half of what's in the room. You're certain on that. So
Oh my
something's
God,
safe.
Can we get some walnuts planted in there? They're gonna burn our lawnmowers.
And then you're gonna hear from Val. If you let me in there, I can go in and start beating the shit out of them. You spot any other frostbitten that we should be aware of, or is it just wild things?
I think there might be a penguin outside.
Yes, the method of transport seems to be right outside, judging by the light coming off.
Goose runs up in like a single frame animation, does a quick change.
So if you guys want to go in and save the plants, I can go try to cut their method of retreat.
Hey Goose, there's no law this time. Go all out.
Yeah, that's right. No law defends these fuckers. Let me in.
Sounds good. Doorway is open. We're clearing out of your way.
She's gonna jump in, pulls up unknown, and then she's gonna summon Mother.
Go, there's Val, go get them. We'll try to make
fuck
sure
yeah.
that they can't get away.
Cut off their line of retreat, why don't you? And have fun. Alright, Carrots, I'm your backup for today.
Val, do you also want to get in there?
Yes.
Wonderful.
trying to keep damage.
Encore picked up like a loose pipe from like a previous thing and is going to hand the pipe over to Val, and Encore's going to use his ability on Val specifically. All right, Val, you're unstoppable. Go get him.
Val, like a fucking caveman, holds the pipe over her head and starts charging in.
Unga.
You'll have a little bit of time with that before I need to use Encore again.
Normally I'd give you a cap, but I don't want to calm you down right now.
Just go give those wolves some cat scratch fever.
Get some initiative going, folks. And then you're gonna hear the scouter click on, and you're gonna hear Millie go, "Just, everyone watch their heads. There's a rogue butterfly going around. I don't want anyone getting caught off guard. I'll give you as much information as I can, but there's no guarantee I'll see it coming. They're tricky."
If it's still hovering up above the base, I'll try to get a look up there. Maybe I could spot it for us.
That would be wonderful. I'd rather have that thing not get as close to me as it was before.
Alright, let's do this.
Time to
You'll
kill the
see a
motherfuckers.
gaping open hole from which is flowing a constant stream of wind.
Yep, fucking penguin. Come on, let's rip some things apart. And I am going to just mute this dog.
Immediately lacerate some of the ice off. Takes 4.
The next one is gonna come out and dive into the snow and disappear.
Lucy's gonna run outside and is going to take a look around. All right, well, we see the penguin out there, and let's remember what House of Dream does out in the outside. So, yeah. Lucy's gonna move over here to the side as he takes out his spin ball. He's running alongside Eso-Tiller and is gonna charge 2 spin.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Goose a hype, man.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Go get him, Goose! Fuck him up, sis!
Goose. She's going to smile, taking her hand to the brim of her hat, and then darkness flashes over her eyes as she runs in, points a finger forward, and just goes, "Clean up the mess." And Mother is going to rush in here. Goose is going to take a stance in the center of the room. She's going to use her Bizarre Field Point to amplify.
Kick ass for Goose.
You know, it's a good thing she has those pins to reflect emotion. I don't know what she'd be doing without them. It's scary.
You know me well, sis. It's kind of hard to project emotion for me. Always has been. But I get a little bit of a help from Mother. Anything I don't know how to properly express, I can feel through her and her multitude of pins. As for unknown, though, and I'm talking about you, motherfucker. She points at this fucking wild thing right in front of her. You're about to go 6 feet under. Because my little buddy here, and she holds the little fluff up, and it just goes, squeak, has the ability to plant anything. And that includes your stupid fucking face. Go get him! Unknown! Mother! And then she holds her hand up. Goose!
Oh, this is perfect.
I knew it was planting. I knew it.
Really? It's a precision.
It's a precision stand. Because it's not about hurting, it's about putting them down in the ground.
I love that so much.
So fun thing about how Unknown Mother Goose works. Mother's stand stats are all projections of her emotional strength. Mother has the same stats that are shown here, but as you see by those slightly grayed stats, Mother can amplify her own stats with emotions. And if she's wearing pins of different stats, those stats go up 2 ranks to a maximum of A.
That's rad.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Goose! Plant yourself a dumbass tree!
So she's gonna take Unknown back, overarc it, and chuck it at the Frostbitten like a football, as it brings its carrot-like hammer down on its head to plant the dog in the ground. As its head is smashed into the ground, literally burying it through the floor into 1,000 pieces. Unknown just like takes a triumphant pose above it and just goes squeak as it flexes.
That is unstoppable.
So she's gonna run up and smash this guy. So that's a solid 9. Ice flies off of this guy. Come on, puppies! If you didn't come to play, you should have known that you were getting into the deep shit.
Seiko walks up next to Goose. I hope you don't mind if I jump in.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Technically, it's a family garden after all.
Of course. Hey, Rolly girl, I see trash over there and a window to throw it out of. Runs over, grabs a bitch, chucks him out the fucking window.
Oh, hell yeah. You chuck this through the broken window. Larry, it lands right in front of you with 1 HP.
Hey, Larry, can you clean that up, please?
Why am I always cleaning up that girl's messes?
I will use my secondary to charge a spin.
All right.
Guy plots point that we have another roof access by the store.
Another roof access. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Alright, because he's going to go out, look around, see that those two have got the outdoors pretty much covered. So he's going to head up onto the roof and just take a peek up there, look around.
Okay. Give me a brains roll to look around, or precision if you're going to be using your stand.
Yeah, likely I'll be using my stand to get a better look.
All right. Escalation.
Okay.
So, looking around on the top of Eso-Tiller, you do see, kind of trailing up into the sky, is the fleck of a blue light slowly fluttering back towards the cliff.
Okay, Elistar is going to go over the communicators and be like, Murphy, the butterfly that we ran into that was within the camera seems to be heading in your direction. It's pretty it's pretty high in the sky, though. Just be on the lookout for it. Make sure that you're looking up occasionally.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it. The flats are pretty empty tonight, so...
Well, it seems like that's where it's headed.
Okay. I'll let you know if it gets close.
Right.
Okay, wild things. The one immediately in front of Larry is going to get up and try and bite Larry.
I kind of just want to curb stomp it.
Yeah, sure. Give me a bronze roll. Oh, yeah! It goes to bite. It gets your pants. You shake it off, and then you smash its skull. Furthermore, this one that you just shot comes dashing up, kind of zigzag pattern, and is going to try and follow up on its ally and do the same thing.
And this one I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
We're rolling like shit over here.
Yeah, little wimpy fight going on. Okay, so you take a shot at it. In the back line, these two are going to pull their tails back and are going to unleash a salvo of ice towards Goose and Seiko.
Shit. Sass, get down. Goose and I just kind of tackle each other to the ground.
Sure. Here's the roll.
Uh-oh.
Immediate deadlines and timing. I could argue perhaps that the timing necessary to dodge these things together.
So both of you push yourselves to the ground to dodge the salvo. However, some of the icicles do still land in both of your backs, both of you taking 11.
I'm gonna spend 2 resolve to negate. Goose, you good?
You look at her, she looks like a porcupine, but in reverse. I'm fine. Deal with them. As another one's going to jump in through the window. And as Goose is on the floor peppered, but you're standing back up with your resolve, this one's going to flick its tail directly at you, Seiko.
Alright. I'm going to charge the spin into a die and launch the die back towards the projectiles as they're flying towards me in such a way that the spin twirls the air around them to throw them off track.
Alright. Nice. Escalation!
Motherfucker. I'm gonna...
You cannot.
No.
That is a spin roll. You cannot resolve spin rolls.
Oh well.
You roll and deflect most of the ice as, again, they dunk, 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 dunk into the back here, and you only take 4. Then, speaking of resolve, I'm gonna spend 1 for the wild things. As, this one's going to jump here and bite Unknown. Unknown is going to do its best to not die. Okay, Unknown takes 1. And this wild thing is much more visible as you hear this just resounding twing passing between all 3 of the ones that are currently in the room. And elsewhere.
The penguin dashes.
So yeah, you all see this menacing open force. The penguin dashes.
Much faster with the birds.
It is much faster with the birds. That is the penguin's turn, I think. Hold on, let me see if I want to do anything with it. So you see these 3 glowing yellow orbs above it. One of them is going to launch up into the sky and sort of connect to this member of House of Dreams. As this House of Dreams disconnects this aurora from the Wandering Emperor and flies into position right over both of you.
It's a supercharged thing I monologued before.
Yep. And then you're going to see as House of Dreams molecularizes. And a lightning storm is going to batter the ground here, hitting both Larry and Lucy.
Lovely.
And this dog.
I can choose to not hit the dog.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah, fuck you. I am a little rude.
Well, that's just rude.
Lucy is going to do the trademark spinning ball technique with Numb
Okay.
to get out of the way.
I'm just gonna have to bronze it.
Okay.
Which
Nice.
works out great for me.
Larry, you literally just resist a lightning bolt to the head. It hurts, but you grit your teeth and bear it. And Lucy, you're able to swerve out of the way, only taking 1 residual damage from the shock.
God, I hate those things.
Yes, they're quite the bother.
Alright, let's crush this damn dog. I'm shooting this stupid fucker. Oh, not
Yeah,
rolling
you
like
most
shit.
definitely do.
Alright then. Crack the neck. I believe you and I. A little date with you being dead. And then I'm gonna spend a resolve to take another action.
Alright.
And, ride.
Nah!
X1 was below the boiler.
The secret
shooting the
beneath the
bird.
boiler moment. Alright.
I'm shooting the bird.
Oh, the bird. Oh, escalation.
With the negative?
Yeah, he rolled well. Escalation again!
Why do you keep rolling so good?
I don't know!
So owned. So owned.
So, Soldier, yeah, House of Dreams swerves and dodges. It's learning.
Here towards this metal pipe. Lucy is going to charge a spin.
Okay.
And seeing that he just narrowly avoided the lightning bolt from before, he doesn't feel like getting electrocuted today after already having a heart attack not 20 minutes ago. So Lucy's gonna throw his spin ball at the House of Dreams.
Let's see if little brother can dodge. Oh my god! This guy moves! This bird! God!
Guy's fucking cracked.
Lucy
Can we keep
looks.
this one? Can we keep this one? What's this one's stats?
Lucy.
This one's
at the
just
spin
rolling
ball.
6s.
This one only
spin
rolled
ball.
6s!
The spin ball returns to him. He
The
looks.
true lucky one.
His eyes widen. He points. He unopposed monologues. Getting faster. It's learning.
The House of Dreams. It's almost like it grins back at you with a menacing aura.
Oh, you motherfucker, you're mine.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the Emperor Penguin looks up at it like it's fucking crazy, and then there's a blink, blink, blink from the light yellow part of it. House of Dreams looks down. House of Dreams averts eye contact. The blinking gets faster.
Are they communicating?
I didn't know these things had turn signals.
They might be talking in sign language, or Encore. Is that Morse?
Encore's his eye narrows. What?
Beep beep beep
Did that
beep beep.
say? Beep beep beep. It was too fast. I'll pay attention next time.
All right, Seiko and Goose and Bell.
Alright. Unknown planted in her dumbass tree.
Weak.
Brother girl, do that thing when you hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
She's gonna come over, grab this one, and throw it into the other one.
All right.
Double or nothing.
Oh, okay, nice. So it's going to actually crash both of them together, and as the ice clacks, there's this spark, and Rolling Girl's roulette wheel spinning around. Both of them take 8 damage. So Unknown, using the power invested in her from Seiko, is going to take the carrot and slam and try and plant this wild things. Oh yeah, little guy. This wild thing is now buried in the floorboards. You can see just its face coming out. It cannot move. It is basically restrained.
Ooh.
Goose is going to take more of a position up here, behind this wall, so as to protect from salvos. Val is going to come in further with that pipe and try and wrap it down and have Family Affair punch the pipe mid-swing to wrap up and basically slam both of these two together in a pretzel knot.
Seiko's gonna run over and take cover behind the pots as well.
Alright. And as she does so, it's just basically the pressure becomes too much and both of them are squeezed together and shatter in the pipe. Holding up the wickedly bent pipe, she smiles, looking back outside. Alright, things are getting cleaned up in here. How you all doing?
We've almost fixed everything out here. Just
Make
one
sure there
less
aren't
thing.
any more of these yellow bastards out here. Why don't you?
Yes, there is one less thing that's been bothering me. Alistair, I think, is going to go back down and around over here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the spot that we saw that one Warhol disappear into?
Yes, this is where that happened.
He's going to do the same thing. He's going to check down into the basement from here. It's weird that they were attacking from the north. Thinking that might not have been the only thing that they were attacking was the greenhouse. So he's going to check down into the basement again to see if he sees anything immediately.
Okay, give me a precision roll. Alright, Elisar, as you start to unfold and bend around Eso-Tiller to see further, opening up the basement, you see on the far western side of Eso-Tiller, another one of those holes in the ground has opened
Aha!
up. Right here.
Oh, damn, right there?
Right there.
Right by the light. Okay, I see. Okay, Elstar's gonna go up to the communicators. Oh, we have an emergency. If there's anyone still in base by any of the basement entrances, it appears that they've opened up another breach into the underground. This one seems to be all the way over on the west end of the base, by the shack, by the gate.
And then you'll hear Millie and Bliss, and Millie goes, "We're near there."
Yeah, I can get out real quick. You said by the shack?
Yes. See if you could bring what's his name, Steve, or whatever we decide to call him down there with you.
You're gonna hear
Or
Dean's
send him
voice
into
then
the
come over.
basement.
I don't think y'all need to do much. He's kind of moving on his own there.
All right, sounds like Steve is on the case then.
Gotcha, Elisar. Goose, Val, let's clear up here. You head down there.
Sounds good to me. All right, sis, you want this one, or should we let Unknown get its prize?
Nah. You should know better to get between Unknown and their little toy. Just
No, but I thought you might want to give him a little extra challenge. It's a week. Yeah, exactly. As he said, this was too easy.
Okay.
Elstar's going to look to Lucy and Larry and be like, if there's something hiding down there, they're going to need my help looking for it. I believe that you two can handle this gateway on your own. Correct me if I'm wrong.
As long as another plane isn't thrown at us.
Get out of here before the bird decides to short circuit your pacemaker again.
Sure thing. My thoughts exactly. See you back in base.
Wait, he does have a pacemaker?
Through
Lucy says under his breath.
Alistar's also going to slip down into the basement as well to go meet up with the others.
Okay.
And I'm going to be ending my turn there.
Awesome. Just kind of like in a flash, almost as if space doesn't really fucking matter to her, you're gonna get someone running alongside you. Something's in the basement, Alistar?
If they've opened up another breach into there, we can only assume so. Remember when we found the gateway down there the first night? They might be trying to move another one into position.
Alright.
Or they might have one nearby, and that's why they opened up the breach. Sending one of them down to collect whatever amount of the cadavers, the carrion that they need, using this attack on the greenhouse as a distraction.
If they need to rebuild their army, then we kind of shattered.
That's my assumption.
Well, it makes sense. Let's make sure that they don't steal any more of our resources.
Understood.
Okay, Wild Things. The last one is going to take another slash at Unknown. Unknown takes this one like a champ, though, deflecting it off of the carrot as the Wild Thing is basically stuck in the ground, and Unknown hops back. And it can't reach Unknown. And then furthermore, Larry, you're gonna see something.
Yep, come here, big boy.
Uh,
Come here, giant metal fist, and just
yeah,
hit me
so
with a
the
flame
golden
from-
light gets brighter. A lot brighter. Oh god, it's getting a lot brighter.
No!
Fucking card!
No! No! Bob it into the fucking next week.
Something starts coming out of the penguin. Larry?
Bob it!
Is it glowing with golden spin?
Golden spin? Lucy would say definitely. For you, it's just a good guess.
I mean, I've seen this arm have a golden thing before.
And it looks like that time that Seiko was almost bisected, yes.
Yeah, that's pure energy again. Don't let that hit you.
Fucking dynamite. In that case, I've got an idea. I just need to get a little closer. Act 1's gonna run over to me. I'm gonna run like this, and then I'm gonna swap to Act 3. And I'm gonna have Act 3 try to, like, use his sword to, like, hit the arm in such a way that it will bend backward and cut the penguin in half. With its own golden spin, friend. Oh, you want to bring a chainsaw into this? Let's see how you like it.
The arm with its mechanical sort of joints is going to try and angle and bring said chainsaw, more like a buzzsaw really, down on Act 3's head.
Oh fuck, that's gonna hurt. I'm spending my last player Bazaar field.
Oh.
Okay, so we've got it drops bombs.
Yep. Drops bombs.
It drops bombs. I'm trying to formulate something in my head right now. Maybe go on some of the indicators.
It drops bombs.
Mikey, you're going through these stands too fast. We're trying.
Fuck.
Here, how about this? It can precision guide these munitions with overlapping fields of fire.
Yeah, it's fire. It's napalm?
So you're saying it drops a lot of bombs?
Precision guided bombs.
I don't see a way to say it other than that it just blows things up. Larry, do you just blow things up?
Are you stealing it?
What if I just steal it as
the bombs? Okay, but the bombs ignore ceilings, though. We've seen that. They work in buildings. Do they just hit wherever they're meant to hit, no matter what's in the way?
Bombs dropped are able to pass through objects. I think it's still enough of a monologue anyway.
Is it even more bombs?
This is killing me.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Alistar can do it if he wants to.
Alistar, you do it, please. I can't formulate after bomb.
I think I'm hearing a request for you to tell Larry what his new friend is doing. Do you think you can manage a little bit of a lecture while we run?
Yeah, let me get over the communicators here. It was something that I noticed back when we were fighting the what it was called, the War Machine. Yes. It appears that the airstrikes that our corporals stand can call down, they always hit their mark, no matter if there's something in between it. If there's a roof over it, it doesn't matter. It will always land where it is told to land. These bombs that it drops.
Bombs always hit their thing. You are correct.
Yeah.
So he just drops more bombs.
I think he just drops bombs.
I think he
There's
just
not
drops
much. There's not much more
bombs.
to.
I'd
I'd love to give it a bit more of a like a.
Being napalm, but yeah.
Wait, Larry, you've been able to drop bombs this whole time and you didn't tell me? And sticking out the
You
wall?
believe it? He just drops bombs.
I think he drops bombs. There's not much more to lecture about. You know.
Hey, you wild thing. Do you understand that you can just drop bombs?
Twing!
I think somebody who knows more about like military like protocol and conduct out on the field would be a better one at giving this explanation. Maybe you should take it over, Corporal.
Well, I mean, I do slightly more than drop bombs. I'm calling out precision targeting geosynchronous orbital positions into this radio on my sword, so it will always hit the exact spot I want it to every single time.
There we go. Spoken like a professional.
Jeez. And then they're also incendiary. How else do you think I got my name? Firestorm. That's the reveal.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Give me that roll.
Can I do range to have him, since this guy can apparently see through to react to me, can I see through and call bombs on the other side and add my range?
Okay. Yeah, sure. I like that.
Okay.
It's so dumb, I love it.
That then.
Yikes. As the sword goes in and clashes with the buzzsaw getting closer and closer and closer to your own head and the stand's head. Act 3 seems completely undeterred by this. Larry, you sweat a little bit because that golden spin is getting closer and closer, and you hear a click as if it's about to release it and launch it straight through you. And then there's a burst of fire. And the arm quickly starts to pull itself back into the penguin. However, Act 3 brings the sword down. And with a snow is blown up everywhere as the arm itself is severed. Taking 18. And now, in a whirlwind of snow, the gyroscope is now upright just down on this path, and it seems to be carving down and down and down. However, all of the snow and grit and gravel that's being spewed everywhere, hitting Larry, the walls, the sides of Eso-Tiller, the penguin, Lucy, everyone. It's slowing it down, and the golden light starts to subside.
Okay, that's one problem dealt with.
Lucifer is going to see this, a glint in his eye, a golden opportunity, haha. Encore is going to leap up into the air. Val, you're no longer unstoppable, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Encore is going to keep his inertia as he starts plummeting, and he's going to hit right here at the joint with both of his feet, basically, like, smashing it down into the ground to try and dislodge and break this thing apart.
Hell yeah. Give me a power roll. Encore, you come down and you give it the people's foot as you sever off, basically cracking the machinery in half. Metal goes to the left, metal goes to the right, and the gyroscope dislodges. Off balance, it starts to wobble back and forth. It seems that its spin is off kilter. Lucy, give me a brains roll. Yeah, okay, you've seen this before in... Oh no. You've seen this before in people that are new to using the spin. If a spin user isn't able to properly control the motions of the centrifugal force that is exerted onto their spinning object, it can go haywire. This thing's a machine. It clearly just calculated this trajectory. So it didn't really know what it was doing by any means. That thing's about to shoot off somewhere completely out of control.
Lucy seeing this and goes, Oh, that's gonna go straight for the base. Is gonna start running, leap over this little piece of metal right here as Encore is just digging into this thing, trying to make sure it's broken.
Okay.
And Lucy's going to use his spin. I believe this is, it does counterclockwise spin, correct?
Yes, it does.
Lucy's going to absorb its spin.
Okay. I guess give me a spin roll to do so. You still have it down and down and down and down. You are able to absorb 4 spin from it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go.
It is much, much slower, but it's still unstable.
Ah, fuck. Lucy sees it still going, and Lucy's gonna move over to intercept for when it comes by.
Okay.
I'd like to walk over here. Plot point, there's a hammer right here for some fucking reason.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna walk over, hold out my hand for Unknown's carrot.
Scoopy.
I put the point against the thing's head and I hand the hammer to Unknown.
Unknown excitedly jumps up, grabs the end of its carrot mace, and slams the hammer into its skull, shattering it.
Singo holds up her hand for a paw 5.
They clap each other on the hands. Val is going to work on taking Family Affair to bend the metal and make sure that these windows are sealed up a little bit better. Basically
Protect the
patching
plants.
things up. Protect the plants, yeah.
I look around, how bad's the damage to the plants? Did we save most of them?
You saved most of them, yeah. Maybe like 1 or 2 got chewed up by the wild things, but you guys responded so quickly that there's hardly any damage.
Very few casualties, Goose. Greenhouse protected.
Oh, thank goodness. She just kind of melts down. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Unknown pulls a carrot out. A normal carrot. Hops over and hands it to Goose.
The kitty cat jumps over to Goose.
So, I'm gonna follow Mr. Elisar underground.
This is something that which I hope that we would have time to talk about before the attack tonight. We need to begin cataloging everyone's abilities, everyone who has been resuscitated by extension of you. There is a strong chance in the future that we will be facing these abilities turned against us. Whatever it is that's on the other side of that gateway, this thing, whether it's oblivious, whether it's the good doctor, whether it's something else entirely, it's figured out a way to replicate our stand abilities.
I see.
There's more about it as well that I was hoping to talk to Lucifer about, as he's the expert on how this kind of thing would even be feasible in the first place. I never thought that you'd be able to recreate something that is so closely tied to the soul of an individual. But we've seen it recreate other things as well, such as back when we rescued Ancelor, we saw it recreate Golden Spin. Something which I am under the understanding of is an impossibility to do that.
By all laws of spin, golden spin requires a living being. To see it being performed by a machine is... Well, have you heard of the concept of a perpetual motion machine before, Doctor?
I have heard of the concept, but I also know that it is a work of fiction. It is a myth.
Exactly, a scientific impossibility.
There's no such thing.
Even the golden spin stops eventually.
I have seen something about that device. The containment cell that Anselo is being kept in. It's not a machine. There's biological material inside of it, just like all the other Frostbitten. It was when I was trying to free him, I accidentally unfolded part of the beast itself. It's flesh underneath, not just metal.
So whatever creates the containment very well could also be part human.
And there's a chance that it's someone who has also been resuscitated by extension of you. Someone whose remains could partially be still down here. I don't know if it was somebody who was originally part of Eso-Tiller or someone working on the Shuttle Loop project. But we're gonna have to make sure that this place is on the most tight of lockdowns.
She just seems to have like her hand under her chin and is pondering all of this, just kind of absorbing the information still.
Here we are at the West End.
So, what you're going to see is going to become immediately apparent. This containment cell is bashed open.
Alright, I'm going to use visions to look around the room, look around the ceiling, see if we can find that breach in here.
Okay. You look around on the walls and you can see that one of the pipes seems to be a wriggling, glowing red opening once you flip things over with visions. It's very much like a pathway that is formed in the fifth. The walls aren't exactly present in our third dimension here, but it's leading up.
You. Elisar's just going to climb up on top of the containment pod and try to reach up to it.
Okay.
And it's just going to, like, actually look at it and see that it is, like, an opening in the fifth.
Yeah, it is.
What pod am I standing on? He's going to look down at his feet.
So, looking down at the shattered pod below you, you see that it is assembled with hooks and clamps and levers and the sort of thing that would be designed to harness a form inside.
Doctor?
Tiller's brow is furrowed. You see her eyebrow sort of twitching in anger looking at all of this.
Doctor, what is this room for?
It's where we put the fixer-ups while they're regenerating.
Wait. He's going to use the tunnel that's already there. He's going to open it wider so that him and Dr. Tiller would be able to go through to the outside.
Okay.
I don't know if it's exactly safe to be using, but we have to see if they're still nearby.
I trust your ability, Doctor.
Alright, I'll try to keep us safe on the way through.
I will as well.
Leave a message here for the others who are going to be coming down.
Yes, I believe that's apt.
Here, let me write a note. I'll put it on the containment pod right here. Basically, I'm just going to write down like a little sticky note telling everyone where they went,
Okay.
where they're off to.
Start climbing through the hole then?
Yes. And as he's crawling through, he really wants to try to internalize everything that he's seeing in there.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything that's different, if he is able to confirm that this is his ability, basically, that he's seeing here.
Okay. Can you give me a brains roll? So, you're looking at it all and trying to comprehend whether or not this is just your ability. Well, it's certainly going through the fifth, that's for sure. And it touches on fourth dimensional properties. Space is twisted in such a way that you don't feel like you yourself would twist it. It's inefficient, it's almost... the difference between a geometric painting and something more natural.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the artist who created it is wrong. So, while it resembles your ability, you get the feeling that there's more to it than that.
Elisar is just going to like mutter out loud as he's going through. Amateurish work. Of course it couldn't be. How could it be? It's not like we haven't seen other Frostbitten use a similar spatial distortion ability in the past. Wild Things and Watchdog Water Dragon, just to name a few. After all, how could they possess a recreation of my ability? I've only just arrived.
Well, you have only just arrived. I noticed something about you. Something that was different from all of the other rescue members. Millie deletes records, we know this, and the potential for knowledge to be lost here is very high. While she has stopped doing as such, I cannot help but notice the glaring holes in my own knowledge of what has happened here. The thing is, Doctor, I don't know when you became unbidden. I have no record of it. Millennium fixed you up, but according to my knowledge, you've always been that way.
No, I remember it perfectly, Doctor. It was in the hangar when we were trying to save our airplane, the thing that we had arrived here on. Of course, you know what an airplane is, but that was when it happened. When I was struck by lightning, and I presumably died.
She stops and she just pauses in the tunnel. You've been like that before that, Doctor.
We can't pause here for long. Let's keep going.
Right.
There has to be something. I'm just not remembering.
Neither am I.
Remember when the good doctor appeared on the first night? It's very possible that something happened there that neither of us are privy to.
There's another thing that's been bothering me, Doctor. Something that I've been quiet about because I didn't want to throw the others into a panic. Something that could help us figure out why I am the way I am. Where I could have possibly been reconstituted even before the incident at the hangar. I would have written it somewhere in my notes, but I can't seem to find where they are. It's an important collection of my thoughts, theories, and experiences here at Eso-Tiller thus far. Something that if we were to escape would be imperative to explaining to United what exactly has transpired here.
They're missing?
But they've gone missing. My quarters, they no longer exist.
True.
It's where I used to keep them.
From what we discovered of the quarters, nothing was actually stored there. All of the neural pathways were changed so that you would take your documents, your clothing, everything to a different place in the base. And whenever you thought that you were going to your quarters, you were actually going somewhere else. A complicated illusion to accommodate for the rescue team, but, well, I suppose it didn't exactly hold up. So that means your notes are lost out there somewhere.
That's what I'm assuming, yes. We can look for those later.
Yes.
First things first.
Alright.
And say, we've probably reached the other side of that tunnel by this point.
Yes, and I need to show you what you would start to see. Exit of this hole that you saw out at Eso-Tiller earlier. As you're crawling this way, you start to see trails of something blood red being dragged along the ground of this hole. And as you get this far, you see that it's being dragged over the side of the cliff.
Shoot.
You see one of the red wild things climbing down with a bloody mess of flesh in its mouth. To either side, two of the stripped House of Dreams with smaller assortments of something are also scaling down the side of this cliff towards a gaping open hole.
All right. Jumping out of the tunnel, Elisar is going to turn his focus from using his ability to open the tunnel for them. He's going to instead turn it onto the penguin. He's going to try to close it.
You're gonna try and close the penguin? Oh, let's go.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I resolve rush this?
That sounds
Might
fun.
want to.
I just need to tell you something. So you're gonna be rolling precision and your resolve rush on all that, but you're not gonna be rolling against the penguin.
I didn't think so.
Hey, big fist.
No, you're gonna be rolling against him.
Yeah.
And bitch.
Oh, hell yeah. All of these guys here on the cliff are going to start to bend and mold and twist into a fleshy, amorphous appendage that sort of springs out of the side of the wall, growing and billowing and pulsating, and the good doctor holds his hand out to it. And as it's flipping and turning around, it goes flying through the air towards the doctor's hand. As this happens, there is a crushing sound, and moments after the doctor would have touched the flag, the opening collapses, and the penguin is immediately destroyed.
Ooh.
And you watch as the good doctor shatters. The flag does
remains.
not move.
Elisar is going to look to Dr. Diller. Get down! We're going to use the cliff to hide.
All right.
Preferably by the shack, so we have something to duck behind. Is just going to go over to the communicators. Everyone, this is a follow-up on the emergency. There was a second gateway out to the west of the base. It seems like the good doctor was out here trying to, yet again, take something from the basement of Eso-Tiller. This time, something very, very important. I'm not quite sure what exactly the weight of the situation is, but we need people out here now. The good doctor and the gateway have both vanished. I believe I may have done something to cut the good doctor off from whatever their headquarters were. But the good doctor also left something out here. A giant red flag of sorts.
Clump.
We're currently out here with, Steve. We're hiding by the shack. Backup would be appreciated. Thank you.
We're finishing up over here, hopefully. Maybe we can get over... Did you say the doctor was over there?
Momentarily. He's gone now.
Okay. Anything else?
Whatever this red flag thing is, the good doctors seem to have done something. There was the red Frostbitten, which were carrying out what they had stolen, alongside two House of Dreams, also presumably under the doctor's control. They all morphed into this red flag.
Oh, you don't touch that.
We're staying out of sight lines of it.
If you could, Dr. Tiller,
Yes.
are you able to use your ability to hopefully move it into like a safer open area?
I'm able
I
to
heard
get
a
into
cliff.
range of it, yes. We can bring it up here.
Just in case something decides to drive by and snag it.
Very reasonable.
Yeah, I can try to get us closer, Doctor.
And what you're going to see is that this hole starts closing.
Okay.
Let's get closer. I want to see what I can do.
Is there really anything better that we could be calling this guy? Other than, just Steve?
I'm sure he had a name. I do not know it.
Well, try to learn it eventually. Follow me. Elisar's going to take both of them into the fold. And is going to look back at Steve. See if Steve wants to follow.
Steve seems to be staring at the hole, and when it eventually closes, he kind of snaps his vision over towards where the flag is. And he'll follow.
Okay. Bringing us all into the fold then.
Okay.
Stay close to me. This is basically crawling army style alongside the cliff.
Steve hops down the cliff.
Trying to keep down. Oh well. I suppose Steve knows what's up. Perhaps better than either of us do. Is this close enough for you?
Yes, I should be able to enact my ability on it. Oi! Don't go touching that.
It's bad medicine, whatever it is.
So Steve walks up to the flag, sort of blowing in the breeze, and you'll notice that the tendrils of the flag start sort of wiggling and growing, almost like a plant in fast motion, like you would see through a time lapse of someone recording the growth of something. And on one end of the flag, a frond of the plant grows up into a small, blossoming flower. Kind of like you'd see on a piece of coral. All of the fronds seem to be almost magnetically drawn towards Steve.
Is he talking to it?
Perhaps.
Maybe you hold off on that for a moment.
And slowly the flag is going to morph and shift and change as Steve is sort of holding his hand out towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And it shrinks down, twists around until it's simply a face looking back up at him. Well, actually, it's kind of three faces melted together. The sight is uncomfortable to perceive, Elisar.
Elisar is going to glance back at the cliff where they were initially climbing down, dragging whoever it was that they had taken from the basement. Did we see what they were carrying also get incorporated into their mass, or was that all dropped?
You would have seen it get incorporated into their mass, yes.
You said that in that room there's some kind of reconstitution that was taking place. Who exactly?
No one yet. Really likes to be prepared ahead of time. They would be nameless bodies.
And this is the protocol that if extension of you isn't able to get to somebody as they're dying, they are brought there instead. Is this what I am to assume?
It's for when what extension of you brings back is too badly damaged.
We use them as a base for reconstruction. In this case, an illusion will be put up while a body is being reconstructed, if the body is too badly damaged. And the body will stay in the basement until the illusion does not need to take its place. In this case, and I'm very, very unhappy about this, that cell is reserved for Professor Eso. Please.
Wait. So, what you're saying is that cell is what is being used as the groundwork for the doctor's resuscitation?
Yes.
It's a good thing that we stopped them then. I think after we had taken care of, mad as hell, the Frostbitten that we encountered down in the shuttle loop, I think the good doctor was trying to,
Make it
take
again.
revenge. Make it again. That he needed something that was still originally part of Bliss.
Mhm.
Maybe that's the secret to the recreation of our stand abilities. We need something that was originally us.
Maybe. The three forms split, kind of look at Steve, and then the dog lets out a small bark, turns and starts to run off into the blizzard.
The dog's running off?
Yeah.
I think at this point, Elisar, come to realize that whatever communication, whatever conversation that they were having down there, they've reached some sort of agreement, so he's not going to intervene.
Okay.
He believes that whatever is going on between Steve, who he knows as big scary guy, probably knows a bit more about what's going on than they do, and has so far shown themselves to be a trusted companion to have around. He's going to trust that Steve knows what's going on, and Steve would know what to do, and that says he's not exactly making any move to go after this one, that it's okay.
And, both of the House of Dreams just sort of clamber up onto his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts to walk around this way.
I think they may have reached some sort of compromise.
That does seem to be what I should infer from that.
And that maybe Steve allowed the good doctor to keep part of what he had taken, just as long as we get to keep part as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, but
Nor do I.
it's better than losing him entirely.
This is going to have to be extraordinarily careful. You wanted to speak with him, yes?
Yes, I do.
I think we should bring this to his attention as well.
Very well then. Shall I remove us from the fold? Okay, also is just going to go back onto the communicators. Update on the emergency. I believe that Steve has settled everything out here. We retrieved what we could. We'll be heading back.
That's good. Okay. Me and Dad are heading back inside.
That was a big dip of emotions. We're gonna get whiplash back here.
So, essentially, this large emperor penguin keep backpedaling, and you're going to notice that parts of it start to disappear. Seems like it's trying to leave. At the same time, this spinning device is going to shoot in a random direction. Yeah. Lucy, you were going to try and intercept it?
Yeah, if it was gonna go for the, it was gonna go for Eso-Tiller,
Oh, no,
yeah.
it looks like it's going right at the watchtower.
Those were built in a day. They're fine.
On our tower.
They're all directly over the pipes that go into the basement.
Can Lucy just try and ricochet it with his spinball?
Yeah. Yeah, you toss the spin ball, and with a dunk, it is knocked completely off course and just kind of crashes and tumbles, and with the propulsion, it just falls apart in the snow.
Okay. Any more wild things in there?
Nope, we've got all of them.
Alright, I'm gonna go check on the spinning disc and see if it did any damage. Encore, you can scrap that. For research, of course. Yeah! Encore starts breaking.
Alright.
We're gonna walk up and we're just gonna cut him.
Okay. You bring the slice down, sort of chopping into the icy feathers. It takes 7, and more of it starts to disappear.
And next time you think you can come back here, well, you probably will, but you won't be going home next time. So why don't you run on back and cower in the hole you crawled out of? Oh, and take your stupid bird with you. I'm just gonna walk away.
The flashing light vanishes, along with House of Dreams.
You know, I figured this, considering what was in your head, I figured this arm would be a lot more durable.
Yeah, I know, right? It just breaks. Encore just like snaps off a piece.
Twink, twink, twink. Lightweight and constructible.
Is there anything on the inside?
No, actually. It's like a crab leg that's been sucked dry.
It's like
Not
a
even
crab
like
leg.
copper wires and
It's
shit.
dry.
There is no wires in this.
This is just a fucking hollow Gex.
It's
What
a
the hell-
shell.
what is this
There are
shit?
no wires in it.
Encore like pockets a few of these things under his arm and then just like huffs this big thing up. I'm gonna give this to Val and see if Val wants it.
Are your presents?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh, hell yes.
Come on, let's go inside. It's fucking cold out here, and I'm combat trained in the fucking... what's it called?
All right. Well, at least we protected Eso-Tiller.
Mostly.
Yeah,
Or
mostly.
do you want to go check up on whatever the fuck the disc went and did?
Oh, right. Quick gander. Any perpetual damage or anything like that?
The only damage is to the ground, and that's quickly getting filled in by the blizzard.
All right, so we're fine. I want to take one last gander. Hey, Murphy. He goes into his intercom. Did you find the butterfly?
Saw it. Just kept going south.
All right. Well, at least I can feel a little bit better in the abode.
Seems like it had all fucked off.
Good job, you all.
Yes, I think Encore has a present for you outside.
Oh, I need to see this. She kind of just slings her coat over her shoulders, steps on out.
Surprise! I got you an arm.
You got me a robot arm! Oh, you shouldn't have. You cheeky
I shouldn't
darling,
have.
you. Oh, it's a term of phrase here.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Interesting. Very mobile, very flexible. It's almost like a pinky finger. She kind of like pushes on this bit here on the end.
It's almost like a pinky finger. Very formal. Lucy's gonna heal Goose while his spin dissipates.
Neck back into place. Thank you.
Yeah, here. Lucy puts the spin ball and says, "Okay, hold still for a second."
What?
And is gonna like towards the stomach area. It's gonna twist and turn like Lucy was tightening his body during the fight with Defend Atlantis. And it's gonna
Unknown
and then
just
release and tension gone.
Unknown staring at like squeak, and then Goose just goes, "Oh my god! How did you just do a full body massage in one touch? What?"
Lucy puts the ball away. Does like a little like magician fingers. Magic.
Oh yeah,
It's actually a lot more complicated than that.
Science mumbo jumbo. How does?
I can tell you about it someday.
You know what? Sure. I don't really get it. Seiko's tried to tell me about it before, but maybe with 2 brains, you can get through 1 bronze.
Seiko figured it out, I believe, right? I was actually taught.
You're not sis, you're
I
being
could at
called
least
dumb.
give you like. Actually, no. I think it's quite intelligent that Seiko had stumbled upon it herself if she did.
So I'm gonna come over to where Steve and Elisar and Tiller are. Because the big red guy is carrying these 2 House of Dreams into Eso-Tiller.
Yeah, Elisar's just interested to just continue watching them, seeing what they're doing.
Alright.
On trail behind.
notice him turn to the left.
Do you wish to find the others, Doctor?
Hmm.
I'm going to continue accompanying Steve here.
I'd like to see what our friend is doing.
Likewise.
He gets to this hole in the ground,
Let me guess. Down the pit?
jumps down.
Down the pit. I'm going to be coming down right after you, so don't get surprised.
If he heard you, he made no motion to it. You're gonna find yourself in the basement again. As Steve jumps down, and you two land, you're going to see him going for the store. Slow, lumbering steps.
Also, just following mostly in silence.
He comes here, holds up his hand. There's a sound of as this chamber depressurizes. And he takes the 2 houses of dreams and gently sets them back in the chamber. And closes the door.
Doctor, if this belongs to Eso, who's that one belong to?
Dean.
Also, just gonna come over here and look at it. Upon closer inspection now, does it appear to have also been broken into?
No. This one inside, as you get closer to the soft glowing red light, you do see basically what looks like a human without its skin on.
Oh. Strange, but it seems like the Dean was still in here, though.
Tiller tilts her head.
Strange.
I'll return them to the different holding cell.
Well, that one isn't good anymore, that's for sure. Completely busted open.
Is it just for safekeeping?
I'm assuming so. If it was anything malicious, I don't think Tall, Red, and Scary here would be allowing us to watch like this.
That or he just doesn't care. But I think I would lean towards your assumption.
Alistair's gonna take his sticky note back.
And then he just stops here, turns, stares back at the hallway of cells.
Alistair's going to do the same thing.
You look at them, capsules containing semblances of humanity, unfinished beings, broken beings, potential futures for those who live here, or potential dead ends. Either way, the feeling it gives you isn't exactly a good one. Hidden down here, like the things that are done in the dark that no one tells about. You're scared for the reaction when it reaches the surface. While the intention behind these machines was ultimately good, it's hard to say that they seem good.
Doctor.
Hmm.
These, containment cells, they were designed specifically for people.
Yes, they were.
They were here from the beginning, weren't they?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
By beginning, you mean before the Frostbitten?
Before the Frostbitten. Before Millie.
Yes.
I see.
This laboratory predates everything that goes on here. When Bliss and I first came to work at Eso-Tiller, while I retain no memories of the good Camellia Tiller, Bliss does.
Looks like we should talk then. Well, let's go round everyone up, see if we can find them.
Very well.
Thank you, Steve. I understand that you did everything that you could out of all the options available to you. I respect choosing the non-violent approach.
He looks down at you. And then he looks back up at the cages.
Very well. I understand. Wishing to continue to guard your peers, as it were. Stay safe down here. I guess we'll see you around. Dr. Tiller, we still don't exactly know everything that was part of whatever agreement they reached. Is it a good idea to leave him down there alone?
She just kind of closes
While
her
our
eyes.
lack of knowledge would suggest that there may be more going on here than we could understand that we have the background for. It also leaves room for potential danger. Not knowing is a double-edged sword. It is what drives us, but it is also what could possibly bring about hazards for us down the line. Maybe we bring everyone down here instead.
If we're going to learn anything about him, I think it would be beneficial if everyone knew. Well, I get no bad intentions from him. That does not mean his intentions cannot change. So I suppose I understand your point. It probably is not a good idea to just leave him here. But I'm not sure what else to do.
Me neither. I guess just try to learn.
But having a little bit of faith would not hurt.
Learn what we can. Don't jump to any assumptions.
Seiko, after helping your sister, Seiko would be also all over that.
Yeah, Goose would just be like, hey, if you want to go out and take a look at that weird thing, be my guest. I'm going to be super picky over how this thing's organized anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll keep an eye on you. If anyone tries to jump you, I'll throw a bullet. Squeak!
Seiko is already bolting out.
What do you mean, rutabaga? We don't have rutabagas. She stares at this one-potted plant in disgust.
Oh. Hey, Val.
Yes.
Well,
Hello.
Theoretically, if a new generator could be obtained, what could you do with it?
We could have working showers again.
I see. Any other systems that we get back online?
Well, there's a lot of things, really. Internal heating. The stove.
Internal stove. Oh, that's important.
It would be nice.
Well, I had an idea.
Also, the irrigation system for your sister's greenhouse is offline.
Oh, that's bad. That's our food's... Okay.
She's doing it
this
by
is-
hand, but, it would help abide of a lot of the worries.
Alright, so this is what I was thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over at the other lab, the one by the lake, I forgot what it was called.
The marine lab, yes.
Marine lab, yeah. There is a working generator providing power for that place, but we're not using that space right now.
I was under the assumption that that was where everyone wanted to flee to should this place get compromised.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking in theory,
What, bringing it
if
back?
we could fortify here, we could bring it back here, get heating, irrigation for the crops, all that wonderful stuff. That might... How feasible is that? How easy would it be for you to set that up if we could obtain it?
She puts a hand on her hips. Easy, no. Feasible, yes. I could try and make it work.
And if you had help?
If I had help, definitely.
Yeah. Also, another thing. Material-wise, what did we have as far as research materials? Any charcoal or sulfur or potassium nitrate?
I mean, you can check the storeroom. I don't exactly know what we've got chucked up in there.
Alright. Because if we have those, plus all this metal scrap that's kind of lying around from the twisted parts of the base that we can't
Are
fix,
you thinking what I think you're thinking?
more shells for Larry?
Oh, I thought you were thinking bombs. Sorry, that's
too.
my brain.
If we can use those to manufacture explosives, hell, we could get a bunch of pipes together, jury rig a little trigger mechanism, and make little little pipe rifle.
You know, this arm here, it's already hollowed out. It's practically a frag grenade waiting to be made.
Yo, leave it intact on the outside, fill it with explosives. Enemy comes by, thinks it's just a normal piece of debris, walk all over it, boom.
You're the one with the funky spin. Do you think you could spin a hand grenade?
Oh, easy. I spin dice all the time, and it's roughly the same shape.
Alright, let's make you a spin bomb. She smiles.
Yeah.
Sicko grins a mad grin.
I can't wait to see how that works out horribly. I'm so excited.
It's gonna blow someone up, whether or not it's an enemy is yet to be determined.
Absolutely.
If we don't have any coal in base, we could get some from Titanic.
Titanic rating,
What you
yes,
call it?
please. Like I said earlier, some coal to power the furnaces would be absolutely lovely.
We gotta check up on Lucky One at some point. Anyway.
Val's gonna be dragging the pretty hollowed out arm. It's actually very light, just dragging it in.
Oh, here, let me help you with that.
Thank
Picks up the
you,
other
thank
end.
you. We're gonna have to fit this through the door some way.
Oh, here, I got you. Encore is going to open up the door, and as they're trying to like bring it in, Encore is going to use his ability on the arm so that it will like stretch and bend its way inward without like destroying too much.
You slingshot the arm in.
Beep, beep, beep. He starts doing like the air traffic controllers. And Seiko, don't worry, if that plan goes sour, I'll take care of Marbles and all the other cats. Full knowing he does not understand how stands work.
Sicko doesn't have the heart to tell him. Ugh.
Neither does Val.
I'll take care of you, buddy.
God.
He's using Marbles as like one of the the flash sticks.
I love that.
Beep, beep, beep.
Fucking Unknown's gonna run out and just do squeak, 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 squeak. Also with the carrots. Just kind of dancing around, and then Goose is gonna be like yelling behind it, like, "Hey, you promised you'd help me finish setting up the pots, you little demon! Get back here!"
He's busy.
We're making a bomb!
He's got a job, Goose. It's 9 to 5. Respect him.
But what happens if he can't get over there as Encore picks him up? Oh no, he's trapped in my hand. Beep, beep, beep. Just kidnaps the Benoit.
Sicko's gonna run over, give Goose a hug. Run off.
Goose stands stunned, like a fucking cardboard cutout, and then accepts the hug, and then just shakes her head and goes back to potting.
Oh, hey, Goose, if I can convince the others to help me go get it, it might be possible to grab the generator from the marine lab and, give your plants some irrigation again.
That's nice. My babies do got a drink. I think
I just gotta convince the others.
I lost the test zucchini.
Sicko walks over to where they would have probably left the bag of pins that she had brought. Grabs a happy pin, puts it on Goose's hat, gives her a kiss on the cheek and a hug.
Thank you, dummy.
I love you, sis.
You too.
And I just appreciate that like Goose's ability is just like the blank face and then doing like the angry eyebrows to show that you're mad.
That's exactly it. Oh my god, now that there's a moment of downtime, can I talk? Okay, so Goose has a flaw where she cannot portray emotion facially. Her face doesn't work, so she uses the pins.
That's amazing.
She's got like a really stiff face muscles and is also mildly autistic, so emotion's hard.
Has got that resting nothing face.
That resting goose face. Oh yeah, and I also want to mention how fucking happy I am with the stand name being Unknown Mother Goose, and that's all just like in different parts.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
Alright.
It's amazing. And that's another Wawaka song, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
It's gotten very, very cold down here. This metal. Right. Okay, workstation. Let's go.
Watch the hole.
Yes. What do you think? Frag grenade first, or should we work on something else? This is a very nice material. I wonder what this is made out of. It almost feels like... No, I doubt they would just be throwing that around willy-nilly.
What? Titanium? Aluminum?
Titanium? That's what I thought, at least.
Ooh, I got it in steel.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'll have to break it down and figure out what it's made of before I go start using it. But this part here, she flexes the front. Seems like titanium to me.
Mm-hmm. Titanium alloys, maybe?
We just need to get the proper materials first to mix the powder. Just keep in mind, this isn't going to be smokeless, it's going to be black powder.
Oh yes, I don't expect anything clean. Now, where is my industrial-sized crab crackers?
Oh yeah, those things. It took me a minute. I was like, you have crab here?
Oh, encore for eating crab. You seem like you'd like crustaceans. Are you a crustacean person?
Oh, I love them. They are so friendly.
That's not what I meant, dear.
Love those crazy
But-
little guys.
Good for you. Let's talk about the front. Ansela is munching on a baguette.
Welcome back from the hunt. Glad to see that all of you are still in one piece and the butterfly is hopefully
I
gone.
love being thrown around in circles, mate. It was great.
We got nothing done. Ansela smiles.
No, rather have zero progress than negative progress with the butterfly hitting something.
No one got killed, and that's what matters.
She's stroking the rolling gold in her hands.
So, apparently Elisar and Tiller wanted to talk to us about something. Sounded rather important with what happened on that side.
This whole ordeal's seeming important.
He'll be here when he gets here. He has a habit of showing up to places he needs to show up at.
Yes, he's very punctual. It's almost like a sixth sense, or a fifth sense, I suppose.
Tali, if I may, just for in case I want to do something in the future, I'm gonna plot point that Lucy took the lens of the camera.
Okay.
I think probably around this time is when Dr. Tiller and Elisar would be coming back up.
Oh, Elisar, there you are.
Ah,
Yeah, come join the meeting room.
I trust that the base is secure.
Hopefully.
Good.
Damn well better be. We
Because-
covered every corner of this place.
Well, that is good to hear because I need all of you to follow me for a minute.
Yeah, sure. Where, Doc?
Well, you will all be following me down to the basement where I will be taking us to the 25th hour so we can have a proper discussion without the worry of losing any of our daylight or, well, nightlight.
25th hour?
Oh yeah, it's his whole thing. He can not only just bend time, he can also bend space. It's time, space, not... you know what I mean.
He gives us a moment to talk.
It is a linking of minds. I am actually quite curious to see how you will respond to it yourself, Minley.
A linking of minds. Sounds interesting. I would like to experience it.
Hopefully that the linking to a super AI will give us all the processing power that we need to fathom everything that's been happening around us.
Maybe I can sketch Frostbitten while I'm in there with you.
Yeah, sounds good. It's a full extra 60 minutes to use, to relax, to talk, discuss.
Yeah, don't forget what happened
Although-
like last time, though. Like,
That's because we overstayed our welcome.
yeah, I know, I'm just saying, if we're getting the heebie-jeebies from those little blue guys, there was like loads of them in there. What if they're still in there?
Nah, they're probably not real. They're probably just figments of our collective paranoia.
What?
I'm not sure. I can't say anything with absolute confidence. Just know that once the 60 minutes is up, we are all expected to leave.
Sounds good to me. I could use a breather.
And also, Millie, if you're going to be drawing in there, just know that the drawing won't come back out with you.
Oh, okay.
We can always
Yeah.
go back to see them, though.
Should we make sure that Seiko's in on this?
I could ask her over the communicators.
Yeah, I have an idea of something we could do to improve the base here anyway. I'll meet you down there.
I suppose it'll give me time to work on my blueprints.
Yeah. I can leave mixing those ingredients to you, right?
Elisar, you're being stared down by a cat.
Fine, Encore, do you want to be my little helper for this?
Yes.
Okay, take that vial and don't shake it too hard.
No, not too hard, but
No,
shake it.
don't shake it, Encore.
But you said don't shake it too hard. That means you gotta
Well,
shake it.
yes, but she waves her hand while looking down and holding up a wrench. In the one hand, just well, if you shake it too hard, it's gonna blow us all up. So don't shake it too hard.
So shake it a little. discontinued.
I'm saying, just don't shake it.
Okay, cool. Encore grabs the vial. And he does the little pinchy motion with his large hand. Picks it up.
It's gonna be.
Are you guys gonna all head down to the containment chamber? Is that the idea?
That's where I'm bringing them, because I want somebody else to be in the 25th hour with us. I've been having this idea for a long time.
Okay. Elisar and Tiller lead everyone to the basement. Where eventually all of you file in, sort of crowding around in the room. As you get into the room, Steve has not moved and is still staring, almost as if you all are not even in the room.
Well, this is where I initially encountered Steve, so this might be the place he feels that he's wants to
Anime
be.
multiple frame teleporting around, looking at in different angles.
He's not even moving. This is weird. Hello? Are the lights on in there?
And
Steve turns and looks at Ansler.
I was going to say,
And so you're trying to get stabbed.
I didn't think he would move, mate. I thought he was doing there's British guards and whatever with the funny fur hats.
Oh,
And they're
yes. And basically, on an oath, to not react to those around them.
Well, he just moved.
Broke the oath.
Steve looks back
Found
where
out
he was
they could-
looking before.
I suppose Steve is fine, because Steve isn't exactly part of the National British Guard. I don't think.
I understand why these things are important, but these are really creepy.
Hey guys, I have a question. Tricky is looking into this. Are there supposed to be, birds in there?
Yes, those are meant to be there.
That's odd. I knew these held something in there last time I was down here. I just haven't had the chance to look.
You also see the one that's been completely busted open.
Why are there birds in there?
What? I figured I'm just not gonna ask questions. Elisar's gonna go on a lecture about it in a minute.
Yes, I'll get to the synopsis of exactly everything that happened here before I take us into the 25th hour.
Elisar, when we do the 25th hour, you're not going to be severing any connections that I have made to anything, are you?
I wouldn't be nervous about that. The spatial distortions that I can create won't actually physically affect anything, really. It's more of just a full realization of the shape of our minds.
Okay.
Across
Yes.
all dimensions of space and existence, we are quite larger and more all-encompassing than what we all see as each other.
So, for example, Larry and Elisar were both in the 25th hour, and did you feel any separation from them? Because I'm pretty sure they were rejects beforehand.
When did that happen?
Millie smiles awkwardly.
First
wonderful.
night when we first learned of extension of usability.
Right about
Oh.
the time before Bliss tried to take my head off with the gust of wind.
There was a lot going on, so we don't blame you if you didn't notice any differences.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I think I was not focusing
I
on
believe
that.
that this would be a safe opportunity to test it, though. I am a little bit nervous after everything that just happened. I'll give you the brief synopsis. Basically, well, I think this is the first time that I've actually seen visions do something to actually destroy a creature. The gateway that was positioned out to the west of the base. On the way to intercept it, myself and Dr. Tiller had crawled our way out of a tunnel created by an ability similar to mine. A spatial distortion of sorts, which allowed us to pass through that wall directly to the surface. On our way out, I was able to analyze it, see the craftsmanship behind it, essentially. I was able to surmise that it was done by an amateur, to put the word simply, and an amateur that left many weaknesses in its design. It took all my focus, but I was able to use those weaknesses to essentially crush and collapse the gateway that was basically connecting the good doctor and the escaping Frostbitten, who were taking the remains of, bless here, our very own Dr. Eso from that containment cell. Might I note that it is odd how this lines up, that after we had defeated Mad as Hell, that the good doctor would appear and try to steal your remains. Dr. Eso.
Yeah. Coincidence not even likely.
That
Correlation much more likely.
is why those two instances of House of Dreams are over there in that containment cell. After cutting off the good doctor's escape, Steve was able to communicate with the transformed Frostbitten, and it seems like they've reached a compromise. Part of it, of what they've stolen, returned with the good doctor, while we were able to keep the other half. While you may not all be happy with that conclusion, I'd say it's a far deal better than losing you entirely, Dr. Eso.
Considering I don't really know what was taken, I don't feel bad about it. Especially if he was able to communicate to them. And I'm just kind of more mad that they tried to take me. You know? But why the unfinished one, I guess, is what I don't get.
Because if we lost that, we wouldn't be able to bring you back. That would be it. You would be on your last chance.
Millie is going to just slowly drop the illusion.
I barely have enough pieces left of you as is, Dad. If that goes and you die again, I don't think I'd be able to bring you back. At least not all of you.
I see.
I have some other concerns that need to be addressed, but I can bring those up in the 25th hour.
Very well. I'm glad that you are all thinking of things to possibly talk about when we get a little bit of time to relax.
This one
Connect our
being said,
minds.
Doctor, should we mention to the group the purpose of our chat here? So that they can start thinking about how they want to approach the offer.
Very well. I suggested to Dr. Tiller that we begin cataloging everyone's abilities, stand-wise or otherwise. There is a good chance that everyone here who has been reconstituted by extension of you has had part of their original remains pilfered and then taken, transformed, becoming a Frostbitten.
Elisar, I'm of the same mind. That's exactly what I wanted to bring up. And it might be a bit more dire than we thought, because if they've been coming in stealing fragments and stealing abilities, Larry has been recently reconstitutionalized with his, at least partial kind of current stand, which means there's the potential that they now have the ability to bomb us.
Or, there's another issue here. Corporal, can you answer this for us? Does anything about your stand seem different since your encounter with the butterfly?
Act 1's abilities definitely changed.
I've noticed it as well.
Hopping in and out of snow instead of leaving icy trails. I can't quite feel the jolts with Act 2 that I used to, and there's 4 of them now.
They look the same. They manifest themselves the same way, but
Personality-wise, in my head, they feel roughly the same.
personality's still there, but their abilities have changed.
Yeah, and if I may, Psycho, you're not the only one who's worried about possible abilities being stolen. After all, the only 2 who haven't been reconstituted are the 2 that have made a deal with the good doctor before.
I mean, I've made no such deal, and I'm still me, fully.
Ookaloo.
I have a theory. Consider what we just said. If contact with the butterflies, which we know are linked to the good doctor, who we know for a fact is stealing abilities, What if your ability was swapped? Something that they already had, or something similar, and a key aspect of your ability was taken in exchange for your life?
May I offer a substitute theory that has been going around? I know we do not have all of the data points yet. However,
Of course, Doctor.
I believe it's very pertinent to put this on the table. I have experienced a change in my own ability.
There we are. All right. So, allow me to circle back around to what I was telling, or talking about Larry. Lucifer,
Yes.
you saw what I saw and what everyone else who was there saw back in the shuttle loop. Our encounter with Mad as Hell.
Yes.
It appeared to be using a simulation of sorts of Bliss's standability.
There was a correlation with
But
Roman numerals and the code.
Did anything about
similar.
it feel off to you? If this reconstitution, becoming one of the unbitten, changes something fundamental about our ability, and we could presume that, sequentially speaking, every single time we die and we are revived, something about our ability changes ever so slightly. Those who are, or who have experienced more frequent, repeated exposure to extension of you, what can you recall about your past abilities, how much they have changed? What are we to expect in the future coming from the Frostbitten? That is the main point that I want to get to. Dr. Tiller and Dr. Eso, I understand that you two have experienced, out of anybody here, the most repeated resurrections.
Well, I unfortunately don't remember any differences. It's like, so if my stand changed, I guess I could ask my husband. He would know, but we don't have connection.
I'm gonna be honest, LSR. I don't think all of the changes in extension are from extension of you or purely to the stand. You seem a little more scatterbrained since you got hit by the plane, the siege. A little forgetful.
Right, you reminded me earlier of when I had saved some of the greenhouse plants from the attack. I completely forgot I even did that.
In my experience, Dr. Tiller is going to hold up her hand, the XTT is going to appear, and then an integral symbol is going to appear on the other side. When I attempt to use my ability twice in rapid succession, and she winces, you're going to see that she just recoils and then stops doing it immediately. It is as if I cannot anymore. There has been some artificial limiter placed upon me. I did not want to bring it up sooner, because I did not want to worry all of you, but now is the perfect time to speak about it.
Absolutely.
I do not remember this being a part of my ability.
Hopefully, I do not know the full extension of what exactly being in the 25th hour will be able to provide us with. Essentially, what I will be doing, I will be connecting all of us. I won't be actually physically altering any of your minds, but I will be allowing for neural connections to be made between all of us. Is anyone else here familiar with Beowulf clusters? Essentially, connections made between computers to increase their processing power.
Small finger raise from Millie in the corner.
Isn't that how the internet works?
I'm talking about analog connections.
Yeah, okay, I have no fucking idea.
Oh, I've heard the
Basically,
word before, can't
bunch of
remember.
computers getting wired together to form one large supercomputer. It's exactly what we are doing, but with our brains.
Wait, isn't that what fucking, Bitcoin miners do?
A single moment will translate to an entire 60 minutes within the 25th hour.
This is why I had feared that you might interrupt my connection, but that is very similar to what extension of you does,
Very good.
though on a much more physical level.
Right. And I wanted to bring this up before we go in. I would like to see a show of hands, because I don't know exactly what the risks are, but if we have anyone who is an extra-spatial creature, please raise your hand so I can exclude you from this, because I would not want to accidentally do something terrible to you like I did to the gateway from earlier.
Num comedically raises her hand. Do I count?
No, Num, you should be fine.
Weren't you in there last time?
You were in there last time, no?
Yes, but I can enter the fifth of Elisar's. I feel an intimate connection to it. Does that not make me an extra-spatial creature?
Nothing like the gateway.
Very fair. I just wanted to make sure that your hypothesis would not concern me, Doctor. Then I am not against being pulled back into such a lovely place.
Very well. And last but not least, Steve. Or as we've come to call you, Steve, yes. If you object to this, show me any sort of sign, any sort of indication.
Steve looks down at you.
I believe it is imperative that you share this knowledge with us as well.
Catches your gaze.
It will be only for a moment. You won't be gone for any time at all, in fact.
He doesn't break eye contact.
Is there like any like equivalent of like an insight check I can do?
Yeah, go for it, Brains. Steve tends to make a greater actions when he's in a negative mindset. Because this is such a minor change, it's probably not a no.
Okay. Very well. So, everyone in this room, I guess. If it is to be allowed, I shall be bringing them to the 25th hour.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, here's a fun question.
Huh?
You include House of Dreams?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Do that! Do it!
Don't put that idea in my brain, because I wasn't going to originally.
Do it!
I was going to suggest it earlier, but I was going to keep my mouth shut.
No, I think you should do it. I think we should.
Psycho, you're always advocating for more risk.
But here's the thing: we can communicate with these two. Think of what we could learn.
Well, think of what the good doctor could learn.
One thing at a time. I believe before taking a risk like that, we have to know if we could potentially learn anything from Steve.
Yeah,
I would love to, but
it's enough of a risk that we're bringing in a
we have
potentially unknown character in Steve. We don't need to bring in also potentially...
Keep the unknowns down to one? Sounds good to me, science man. Alright.
We're solving for one variable right now, not three.
Bingo!
And suddenly you are in someplace else.
Elisar is just gonna be like checking his watch. Just clicking something on it just so he makes sure that he is keeping track of the time.
That's weird. Why did your illusion drop, but no one else's did?
Hey, Steve.
This is the 25th hour.
Also, do be warned, last time we left the 25th hour, there were butterflies coming in, so keep an eye
I
open.
thought that was psychosis.
We're
Was it
just
not
gonna have to be-
psychosis?
We're going to have to be more punctual this time. We had overstayed by a few minutes.
So, immediately with a glance around, Steve is not present. But someone else is. On the floor here, you see the crumpled heap of a form crouching down, long, billowing white cloak just spreading over the ground.
Yo.
Oh my god, is that who I think it is?
You just hear this, like, heavy breathing coming from this man as he looks around, sort of clenches his fist, and then opens it, staring at his hand, eyes wide, and then looks back up at Elisar and around at everyone.
Elisar's gonna offer a hand.
Where? He takes the hand. Where is this?
Ah, welcome to my study. What might your name be?
He just massages his head. My name's Bolt.
Oh. Watsky?
Yeah, how did you know that?
We've seen your name around, Eso-Tiller.
I'll just fucking dive it fine. What? You're supposed to be back on the continent.
As are you, Ancelor.
So are you. Fucking hell. How? Is this real? Is this really happening? I can think.
Yep. This is a thing.
Go start coffee.
It appears that our corporal is eager to get inside, as am I. If you would all kindly follow us in.
Yeah.
This is about to be a very interesting hour, I think, Larry.
We are going to be having a conversation about everything that's been happening thus far. If you would like to take a moment to relax, Bolts, and collect your thoughts, I urge you to do so.
He seems to kind of just be like swallowing, kind of like touching his clothes, patting himself down. At one point, he takes his hand up and he just like touches his own eyeball. Just feels it. It's almost like he doesn't react to how weird that would normally be. And then he stands up straight, follows after you. Everyone's going to follow you in except for Millie, who is currently just looking around.
Okay.
Absolutely enamored by the visuals here. She'll catch up in a second.
Fucking Larry. Corporal. Allow me to remind you that you are my guests here. If you would like coffee or anything else, allow me to take care of that for you.
Yeah, only when I got back in here did I remember the back corner was your desk and not a kitchen. I don't know why.
Why, look, the notes are still here. Oh, that's so cool.
Everything is as we left it.
So what, you just got this private mind space where you can kind of just put things where you want to?
Essentially. A little space that I've opened between our minds.
If I remember correctly, Alisar, aren't all the books here a collection of all the knowledge we have?
That and more from my own collection and experiences.
Wait. Would that mean that all of Millie's knowledge is here on the shelves now too?
My knowledge, exclusively.
I don't believe that we would have enough space for all of that, Tiller winks.
Extra dimensions. Space is relative.
Yeah, come on, Tiller.
I think more accurately to say is we're on LSR's server, psycho.
Ah, okay.
Millie is going to run and just be like, I didn't know colors could be this bright!
Oh my god, she's so cute. I love her. Tali.
Also, it is like I am standing on glass. Normally glass breaks. But this glass is broken, but not.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I believe I've completely detracted from the point of this.
It's a free 60 minutes.
Oh,
She turns back to the door, looks back at you.
Enjoy yourself.
She sets down the cat and lets it walk back, and she just looks back and says,
I don't think I need this here. I'm feeling free for once.
Oh, you dropped your illusion?
I did?
She looks down at her own hands.
Oh,
Well, first thing is first, we're going to be busy cataloging what we can recall of our own abilities, how they may have changed in the past. That'll give you some time to run around, explore a bit. But do try to circle back around towards the latter 30 minutes, as we'll be catching up both Mr.
Okay.
Watsky here with everything that we've experienced so far.
Bolt is standing at the window, just kind of looking out in somber sort of just contemplation.
yes, say it go.
Your robot farm looks really badass.
Thank you. Is being bad in the ass good?
Badass being a badass is a good thing. It means you're like really
Psycho,
tough.
stop
really
teaching the
intimidating.
5-year-old to swear.
Listen, eventually they're gonna get access to the internet. Do you want them to go on the internet unprepared?
I think she's got more than enough preparation. What with Ansel around?
Oi, what the
Yeah.
fuck's that supposed to mean? You're like a sailor.
Being badass means you look really tough and really cool.
Alistar's just gonna wag his finger at these two, like, you're still treating her like a child. You need to break that habit.
Hey,
Functionally, she is a child.
A child with the capacity for more learning and understanding than all of us combined.
I'm also present. My purposes and functions far extend my own personality. I can separate the two of them, and for the time being, I would like to experience what it would feel like if I were just me and no one else.
Well, that's...
I apologize if that is selfish.
You should get started, Doctor.
Million, it's okay to be selfish every once in a while, especially when it comes to expressing yourself. You're allowed to be who you want to be. Look at me. I chose to be me.
Yes, I
I don't-
suppose you're right.
Yeah, go have fun, Millie.
I'll keep notes for you. Don't worry, you're not going to miss anything.
Alright, well, let's begin with those who aren't actually present so we don't lose track of them. Which, I believe, is just Val, right?
Pardon me before we get started.
Go ahead.
You mentioned that there was a kitchen here? Do you mind if I
I
get myself something to drink
there
while we talk?
was. It's actually just his desk.
There's no kitchen?
It can be
Oh.
whatever you want it to be. Just believe it to be so.
Oh, I like that attitude.
Hey, Bolt?
He's staring out the window, and he just looks back at you and goes, "Yeah."
Hey, I know this is probably just a lot to take in right now, so here, have a cat. It'll help you keep yourself level-headed. So you can
He looks
process.
at you. A cat?
Yeah, this is part of part of my stand, Rolling Gold.
Oh, you're a stand user.
Yeah. As a stand cat, it'll help. Just hold, pet, enjoy.
Psycho, stop forcing your cats on people.
Bolt holds his hands out very awkwardly.
Alistar's just gonna come back out with us, like, stuff to get, like, some coffee brewing. If you haven't picked up on it yet, he can't see your cat. It's okay, Bolt. Just trust that, what Seiko's doing is... It's good. You should feel better shortly.
Oh, right. Yeah, here. I'm gonna set this on you.
Okay.
There you
Yeah. Mhm.
He'll place this over. Doesn't care if there's, like, notes on it. They've got all coffee stains and shit on them anyway.
Alright, let's get to business. Shall we?
Right. So, Val, pretty simple. Whatever she hits, turns 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Has to be metal, from what I know. She can also do it if she touches something that's touching metal, I believe.
Yeah, she picked that up recently, I think. Honestly, considering how straightforward and one track she is, makes sense her stand is similar. So I'm not sure that she got changed.
Well, if we don't have records of a change, we don't have records of it. We're writing this down so if we notice anything, it's helpful then, right? That don't really matter. Let's go around the room. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so it's yourself, Iko. Would you like to begin?
Me?
Well, would you look at that, Ansela? Your name is right here at the top of the list. alphabetically.
that's in that convenient fine. Right. Don't laugh. I don't want you to think my ability's funny or whatever. Right. This is O's.
He holds up a marker with X's on it.
I knew it!
This was the device that you had used to create that wall back in the shuttle loop.
Yeah. Right, here, let me make a demonstration. He's gonna start drawing on the floor. I can draw X's like such. And if I connect 3 in a row, like that. There we go.
Donk, 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 donk. He just taps on it.
Invisible wall. The other thing I can do is a little bit more complicated, but here, I need 2 other people. So, 2 volunteers. Alright, you Dr. Sipinski and Seiko. Right. Hold out your wrists.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
He draws an X on his own wrist and your 2 wrists, and then he's gonna be like,
Alright. Here.
and then he holds up his wrist and he's going to punch his own wrist, and both of you feel a punch on your wrists.
Ah! He's just gonna kind of just like shake it out, kind of like goofily.
Force transferal. Yeah.
I see. And it's
So-
only limited between the 3 of us then.
There can only be 3. I can only link 3 things. So, thing.
Ah. And does this apply to strictly people, or can you do this to
Anything.
environmental
Objects.
things? Anything.
Yeah, if you wanted to,
I
like,
see.
crack a pole with the strength of, like, a twig or something, you can do that.
Or does there have to be a range on it?
I got to be able to draw it, so pretty fucking close.
Hey, wait a second. If things transfer, Insular, here, hold a cat.
Okay. Holden.
Do I feel any calming effect?
Interesting. No, you would not.
Ah, never mind. I was
And then he
wondering if
says,
maybe-
Yeah, that's a little bit more of something. I mentioned it earlier. Corporal heard it.
I'm a little bit miffed on the matter, and I'm going to drop his Bizarre Field by 1 point, because he's revealing this.
This is only half my stand.
Oh dear.
I do
woke up
recall
the other
seeing
half
something.
as-
Yeah, the big
Something
guy,
else.
right?
No. The big guy just.
Here, he tosses it into the air, and then a big guy manifests holding it.
Think of that like my catch system. If I want to do it at a range, he can just. He manifests from the marker, not the other way around. That's a good way to put it. Hi, big guy. Yeah, that's O's. Say hello to O's.
Hellos.
Hellos.
Hellos, indeed.
And, somewhere else on this godforsaken continent is my other marker. X's.
I see.
Ah, you lost it. Then
Must have been sometime when I got knocked out.
I see.
We'll find it eventually.
Can you give us an indication of what exactly you were able to do with X's?
X's is a blue marker with O's on it.
Of course.
Its ability is a little bit more complicated. Essentially space transferal. If you put 2 X's, or if you put 2 O's on something, you can swap places with people.
Hmm.
If you draw a line through 3 O's, it kind of makes a hole.
I see.
I look at Elisar and say, the thing with the penguin could collapse it like it was a tunnel of some sort.
Yeah.
Almost like it was your power.
It doesn't warp spaces, mate. It just makes holes. Like physical holes.
No, I'm wondering if they combined it with the swapping places thing part of it.
I don't know. I hope not.
A hole that you go through, and it swaps which hole you're going through. That could
grabs the marker.
create the effect that we've been seeing with those penguins.
But, you're missing a part of your stand. That's interesting to know.
Yeah. I don't think I'm the only one.
To be fair, your stand also manifests physically as an item, so it's a little
I could just
easier to
grab
just
it, yeah.
steal.
Well,
all right.
I've got the basics down, Aslar. I think
cool.
we can move on to Seiko now, since you've already explained a little bit of what you can do with rolling gold.
Alright, so let me bring out my friends. Rolling Girl and Rolling Gold. Rolling Girl, while also hitting hard, can also be used to mess with the hands of fate a bit. I can replay an instance to kind of like happen again, and perhaps yielding a better favor at a roll of a die. Random chance if it goes well or not. And rolling gold here can, as you've seen, calm emotions, but also, if it poofs, can make something you do hopefully have a better result, provided certain circumstances are met. One improves fate, one denies fate. If that makes any sense at all.
Well, that makes sense, I think. Although I kind of know it intrinsically, so.
Let's continue going around the circle. How about you, Goose?
Oh, yeah, me. Hi.
We learned quite a bit about yours. Very recently, in fact.
It's good for you.
Well, I've got 2 different abilities. Well, technically, both of them can use the pin ability. Mother creates pins with feelings on them, and they change how your face looks if you wear them. And they also let you feel that feeling. Unknown can only make smiley face pins. And Unknown's able to plant anything, just by hitting it over the head.
Been very useful.
Mm-hmm. Like a little pile driver.
It's good week.
Yes,
All
that
right.
leads to me.
Unless you want to swap back to Bolt, Eric, and Tricky first.
Well, Bolt's still in like deep compilation, right?
I'm gonna flip them so he's like looking out.
Yeah.
Lucifer volunteered. Let's let him explain Num and Encore for us.
Well, the ability of my siblings are very easy to understand with a lot of math behind the scenes. Essentially, they both remove forces from equations. My sister here removes both kinetic and potential energy, basically removing any outside or inside force keeping something in stasis. The only thing that would move would be us with the world spinning. So she keeps things in stasis as long as she can, and she does a good job of it. Nudges Num.
Num, smile.
Encore allows things to keep their inertia. Normally, there are forces outside of one's own control, such as gravity, that do both weigh down and both add and remove energy in different ways. Encore just allows things to have their inertia without being affected on anything. So, while it is a little embarrassing to say, yes, I have thrown a baseball into space with him.
Basically allowing things to keep their terminal velocity, or
Encore
even
calls
exceed
it a space ball.
Terminal velocity is a way to keep with it, as in it can't go any faster or slower. It essentially will just keep going as if... Oh, for example, think of like something moving through 0 Gs. It just keeps its inertia.
I understand. In layman's terms, Num makes things stop, and Encore makes things go.
Yes, that is what they do.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Or more accurately, in Encore's terms.
Alright. I've been dying to get to you two, learn exactly what your abilities may be.
Are you talking to us?
Yes, hello! Back
Hi.
there,
Hmm.
in the back row. Yes, we see you guys too.
Kinda figured you didn't really care what we had because we don't really have abilities.
You must have
Lucy looks-
something, of course.
Lucy stares.
I've been dying to
Well,
know.
I mean,
Tricky seems very, very nervous all of a sudden. And then Eric just goes,
It would probably be best to let them know.
Elisar, can you make me a bravery roll?
Oh, okay. Phantom Bizarre Field.
Tricky is going to sort of just grab Eric's hand. He gives it a squeeze real quick. And she stands up.
I'll tell you, but can I tell just you?
As long as you allow me to add it to the catalog.
Yeah, sure.
Very well. And I guess I'll also be asking you the follow-up question afterwards, if you recall it being any different in the past.
I don't recall any differences, no. That I can just
Alright,
say.
very well. Do you wish to follow me outside then?
Yeah.
On the way past, Tiller just smiles gently at her.
Soldier is being distant surveillance parent for Millie.
Aw, watching Millie. Making sure Millie doesn't do anything silly. Okay.
No, making sure nothing dangerous appears to harm her.
Fair.
I appreciate you doing this, Tricky. It's not too uncommon for people to feel certain ways about their abilities. It's a very brave thing that you're doing, helping us all.
Thank you. Is here good? Does this work?
Looks over to Soldier. How about here?
All right.
Yeah, there you go. He's being respectful.
It was actually something I wanted to bring up to you earlier, Doctor. And then everything with Millie happened, and like it got a little bit overwhelming, and I never really had a good opportunity to ask you for a moment. It's just I was very worried for my own safety for a little while, and I didn't want to tell anyone because I thought that they might freak out or think I'm dangerous.
Alistair just kind of like glances back in the direction of the building. I don't think you have much to be worried about, Tricky.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. We're in the company of some very odd and potentially dangerous people, myself included. So, what is it that you can do specifically?
He takes out a little piece of bubblegum, starts chewing it, and then just goes, "It's not like, unique to me. That's the problem." And just blows it up, and then just like shoots it out, and there's a little splatter here. Splatter of red on the floor.
That's not a stand ability. I can't see stands.
Oh,
So I was just
I
worried
think I
that
understand.
well, not everyone really likes my type of people here. I'm
It's
sorry.
alright.
I know I should have said something sooner. I just like
Listen, don't worry. I won't write it down in the catalog. I don't think it's pertinent to exactly what we're discussing.
thank you. That really means a lot to me.
No, I'm not as cocksure as Murphy or oblivious as Ancelor. I don't know. I don't know what I would do if everyone turned on me.
I don't think that's going to be a likely case. I've had a theory for a long time that vampirism may actually be the key to all of this.
You
Saving us,
think?
at least. It's a working theory that I've had for a bit now. Ever since we discovered Ancelor.
But I suppose if you're just writing down things in the book of notes, I mean, I'm nothing super special. Just me. Just Tricky.
Just tricky. It's tricky.
Tricky.
I see.
It's my style.
I love this.
I'll just put it
It's a fun song.
A next to your stand description.
Okay. And I'll keep an eye out for any, like, changes. If they happen. If I suddenly gain an ability, well, you definitely know something's weird.
Yes. Alright, well. Thank you for leveling with me.
You're welcome.
Alright, yeah, let's head back in.
I love this scene so much. Oh, I've been wanting to get to that for so long.
I love her. She's great.
It's really good. It's really good.
He's so anxious. Sits down in the far corner. Scooch, scooch, scooch.
Flip to the next page in his notebook. Alright, and how about you, Eric? I've been absolutely dying to know what you're capable of.
All that you see here is a dedicated workout regimen and a lot of fruit juice, my man.
He kind of just like does a soft flex just for the joke of it, but clearly in a joking manner.
And you've gone hand to hand with the Warhols during that one attack. Color me impressed. That's something that I wish I had time for between all my rigorous studies.
What can I say? They threatened my girl. I don't let people do that.
And Dr. Eso.
Yeah. Alright. The more I think about things, the more I think that something is really fucked up with me. I can't remember so many important moments. Everything's just like a piece of paper that got burned. And all the holes are just slowly encroaching in it. I guess I'll start with what I know. The stand is called Chill Bump.
He holds his hand out. A Roman numeral 10 appears in it, and wind starts to viciously warp around the spot.
I can draw on the power of storm systems. The smaller the numeral, the weaker the wind. Up to a category 10. I wasn't born with a stand. I actually got this from my, well, he wasn't my husband at the time, but he has the ability to take other people's stands. This was one he wasn't using, and he, God, this sounds so stupid saying it, but I'm pretty sure he used it as a pickup line.
Did it work?
Yes! Bliss blushes a little bit!
Glares with a smirk.
One way to do it.
What do you say? Like, maybe give you the wind or something?
Nah, he would think he's that smooth. Nothing like that.
Well, you said he was taking other people's stands. Was he like a villain being like, oh, now you're mine? Lucy just
Kinda,
leave.
actually. Look, I don't want to go into all of it.
Just anything that could potentially help us, Bliss.
I'm
was
a
a
hopeless romantic, okay?
He went
I
through a
need to know.
megalomaniac phase, okay? And it was kind of hot. Anyway.
I also whistles, but I can't actually whistle.
I see, so you're a villain fucker. Gotcha.
Lucy reverse staring outside with Bolt.
Alright, no, it's okay. I understand. Villains are hot.
That explains a few things.
Professor Eso, you are digging yourself a hole with every word that comes out of your mouth. Pats his shoulder.
I think there are some important things that we've come to face in the past few hours.
Villain
We'll
fucker.
circle back around to you on that, Dr.
coffee.
Eso, but... Dr. Tiller.
Simple spatial distortions, I can derive a position or integrate it. Essentially, turning positions to velocities, velocities to accelerations, and backwards. It's easier to do it by touch, but if I try and do it at a range, I can initiate things such as snap, crackle, and pop. Are you familiar?
Ah, yes, I've taken physics courses in the past.
Excellent. Yes, that is my ability. It is called Rubber Human.
And now for Dean's secrets.
Dean looks around
You've been way
nervously.
too nice. What have you been hiding from us?
Why did y'all save me for last? Is there any particular reason for that?
I'm last. Don't worry.
Oh, phew. You're moving around, boy. I almost missed. Alright.
Larry's now got a cup of coffee.
As far as abilities go, I've got a lot of experience being a medical professional from my hometown, so, over-the-counter pharmaceuticals, some of the little bit more illegal stuff. Just trying to keep kids on the straight and narrow, that sort of thing. A stand, supernatural abilities, I'm just a person.
Well, your well of medical knowledge may still be applicable.
Hold on, we did forget one more person besides Val. Murphy.
You forgot Murphy.
We did forget Murphy. I wonder
He's
how
very
Murphy's
forgettable.
I know he wanted to keep watch, but I guess I'll let you all in on a few things I've been picking up about Murphy.
Yes, please.
It seems like if he causes any physical harm to himself, he can direct it, and the same thing will apply to his target.
Yes, that goes along with what I've seen. It looks to me like it's a derivative of Hammurabi's code, eye for an eye.
I
Eye for
wonder
an
if
eye.
we can double the effect if Ancellor does his force transference on Murphy and adds it to the target of Murphy.
That's
It's
a really good
a
question.
fair thought.
But
Fair
that mean they take the damage twice?
Corporal, I believe you're last.
Alright, this might take a while. I do apparently have an axe stand. That's also new since coming down here, though I don't know if that's related to Millie's thing or just never developed it. Act 1, soldier out there, White Death. He used to leave a trail of ice and snow behind him. Now he appears to be able to teleport between them.
And how about Act 2?
Act 2 used to be able to charge momentum like a generator, using it to deliver harder strikes. Much like, I hate to say it, but much like some spin users charging the momentum of their spin weapons.
And how has Act 2 changed exactly?
Well, from what I can tell, it appears he's now able to clone himself in, like, ghostly duplicates, and then swap between them at will. I guess that means he's fitting his name Ghost Division a bit better.
And Act 3 is new
Only
entirely?
been gotten since after, so I don't know what it would have done before. I feel like I could have gotten it
And that's the
before.
guy that drops bombs.
Yeah, he drops bombs.
Drops bombs.
That's the guy who drops bombs.
And now,
He's
and
honestly
just
really useful.
quick follow-up question. This goes
So
for
many
everybody
bombs.
here. Everyone here who has been brought back, resurrected by extension of you. If there is anything that you remember before being brought back, anything that has changed since, stands, knowledge, your memory, your body, anything. Even if you can't come up with any answers now, please come to me in the future. Let me know what's changed.
I would like to put forth a suggestion as well. For all of you that have been resurrected, or even had your stands changed, we should figure out countermeasures for all of your stands in case we do encounter them.
For another time.
Old and new, or just the old ones?
Play it safe, old and new.
Old and new. We will have to do that at a later date. I would now like to use the opportunity to talk to Boltwatsky a bit. Get him caught up with what we know and vice versa.
Well, I guess now's the time to introduce you. But let us introduce ourselves to you.
I already vaguely know all of you. I can't forget Bliss and Camellia. That would be impossible. Yeah, and we can't really forget you, Bolt. So, just kind of more curious what you're doing here.
That's the thing, Okay. Can I take the center of the room? Is that alright?
By all means.
Go ahead and help yourself.
Clarity is a strange mistress, let me tell you. Past year or so has felt basically just like a walking dream. I think it's been a year. Maybe it's been longer. I don't really know.
Since Millie's construction?
Since the collapse of the tunnel.
I see.
That's the last thing I remember. Struggling to crawl out from underneath those rocks.
Oh,
And then all the voices. Where am I right now? In the real world.
You are still at Eso-Tiller.
Where in Eso-Tiller?
Ground
Basement.
floor. Well, what you would understand to be the ground floor
Hmm.
is the basement of our ground floor. A few years have passed.
What I remember is fuzzy. Mainly it's just a bunch of conversations. With all of you. Well, most of you. I don't recognize some of you. But,
Anyone who's not here?
I don't see Echelon anywhere. Is he still with you?
I believe Echelon has departed recently.
Damn.
He's still somewhere out there. He hasn't left the continent.
We like Ancelor, trapped in some prison, mobile prison.
If I recall,
Possibly a
Didn't-
vampire now.
didn't Hexaflick die? Looks over at Bliss.
That's the assumption, but
Haven't we all died,
Yeah.
Lucifer?
you know,
Before we came here, Elisar.
Before
was
we
before.
came,
Days or
yes.
something.
but
it was a few days before you arrived.
Perhaps he died. Perhaps that is the reason he departed from the base, was so that he could finally die.
Just like what happened with Murphy, he wandered out into the snow, presumably frozen to death. We never recovered the corpse, so
Unable to be resuscitated from that point forward.
Yeah, we had to assume he was dead. No one could survive out there for long.
right. What I'm getting at, I guess,
Bolt continues.
I've talked to him recently.
Oh?
I don't remember why, but I remember him saying something like he was proud of what I was doing. Something reassuring.
Elisar is just kind of look over to Dr. Tiller to see if like the same thing is just clicked in her mind as well.
I've also spoken to you before. I recognize your face.
He's pointing a finger at Larry.
Hmm?
Corporal Allen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what were you talking about? You're talking about just being really cold, from what I remember. Couldn't see anything. All the lights were out, something like that. You kept going on and on and on about how you had to keep going to protect them. But you didn't want someone else to die like your... someone. I can't remember his name, but you kept shouting someone's name.
Those was never a conversation I had with you or the quote-unquote.
If you would allow me to ask you something, Mr. Watsky,
Yeah.
what is your most recent conversation that you remember?
And he slowly turns his head to Bliss. Bliss raises an eyebrow.
It was you, Bliss. But you had such a fury in your heart. You said you were gonna make things right. You said you were gonna destroy everything you made. That I would see then how much of a fool you were, what mistakes you had made. I tried to talk you down, I remember that. And then you asked me a question. You asked me what I really cared about protecting. I don't remember what I answered. I think there's something kind of trails off. But I said I could. For some reason, I think I offered to keep you safe. You declined. You'd prefer freedom to some lie.
A lie.
Was there anybody else there aside you and Dr. Iso?
It was just the two of us. I remember it clearly. It was like we were sitting in your office, Bliss. At least I think. It sort of looked like your office. But I don't think I've ever seen you that mad before.
Elisar's gonna check his watch. How much time do we have left?
5 minutes.
I'm going to go call Millie in, I believe.
Wait. When you end this, Doctor, what's going to happen to me?
You're going to go back to feeling like you're just moving between dreams.
You're gonna come back for me, right?
Alistar's just gonna kind of like turn back so he's like facing Bolt. As many times as become available to us. I think we would love that. I hope that repeated experiences like this will help clear your mind further, Mr. Watsky.
Holding
There is still much that we wish to ask you. Unfortunately, our time here is drawing to a close.
holding the rolling gold in a way of still clearly can't see it. He turns to the fire and just stares into it and just goes,
I remember one more thing.
There was something else I was hoping to, real quick, pick your mind about as well. What is it?
The last thing I remember was a conversation. When I said it was a dream in the interim, it's not exactly right. I just think at some point,
still staring into the flames.
at some point, my ears stopped registering. All the screams for help.
Oh.
Lucy's gonna stay
I
down.
really wish we didn't forget to bring Murphy.
Go call.
Yeah,
Go
Mr.
call.
Watsky, next time we meet, we'll be making sure to bring Murphy with us. I think you two would, perhaps you won't get along, but I think it'll be an interesting conversation to say the very least.
Okay. I'll hold on till then. Alisar.
Let's go call your kid.
Hey, Mills! We're backing up!
Clunk sound of robot running up.
Alisar, was it?
Elisar Sapinski, field researcher and hired help for Eso-Tiller.
Watsky, computer scientist. Good to meet you. And,
He's gonna put out his hand.
He holds out his hand and shakes.
thanks.
Ah, thank you. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Steve.
He tilts his head.
Steve?
Perhaps you don't recognize the name that we've been referring to you as this whole time. There is still much we must inform you on. But he's gonna check his watch. That's for another time.
As you see, just again, everyone would hear just the soft tinkling sound as if glass is cracking.
He'll start just finishing his coffee and just gonna place it down. Just the empty cup on top of the mantle, like really like disorganized.
Millie's gonna step in and just be like,
Thank you for letting me walk around. This place is really pretty. I would love to come back here sometime.
Well, if I continue to be around the base, when the need arises, I do like having the 25th hour as a sort of a emergency collaborative area. But if a day is passing by without any need for it, yes, I'd be happy to bring you all back.
Well, it does look like time's getting thin, eh? How do we exit this place? That's actually
Same
a question.
way we came in.
Wait, okay, how did we come in? I actually don't know.
Don't worry, I'll handle it all.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here before those stupid ass butterflies show up again.
Alright, everyone. Out this way.
Tricky, Eric, stop making out and get over here.
Ancellor, stop losing at tic-tac-toe and get over here.
I'm trying to beat Rolling Gold. He's too smart.
As everyone's kind of leaving, Elisar's going to return to Bull, who's still, I guess, like, sitting by the fire.
Still standing, looking at it now.
Last question before we go. Is there any genre of music that you enjoy?
Rather a fan of electronica.
Oh, me too.
Why, you got a record player around this place or something?
We probably can sort something out back at Eso-Tiller.
By now he needs to probably just have me and Millie build one.
Yeah, probably that. Alright, I think, yeah, everyone's going to feel themselves eventually kind of like... Maybe, like, the pressure, like, after that long has kind of, like, created a weird sense of cognitive dissonance where something's wrong. You start to feel the familiarity of your old thought processes as all your neurons begin to make the same old connections, the same old patterns that they're used to.
Bolt does stay behind, but as it all blends back together, it doesn't really matter where.
Yeah.
It's just for the whole ceremony, I assume.
The
walking out.
ceremony, it just makes it feel more natural going back if it's like you're actually leaving this place instead of just getting pulled back into the Eso-Tiller hellscape.
Don't call it a hellscape. It's a very pretty basement.
Tali?
It's pretty basement. Sure.
Tali?
Yeah.
I could totally imagine like a scene from a short story where Bolt's just kind of staring into the fire as the world dissolves around them and his mind returns to nothingness.
That's exactly what I envisioned.
Alright.
As you all pop back in, Steve, or as you're now all aware, Bolt. There's no change in how he had been standing. He's still just staring straight forward.
Well, this has been an eventful night.
If you have any other plans or comments that you'd like to add, I think I'm going to be going and tracking down Murphy.
It's just that
He looks over at Bolt.
he was talking about a fury from me. But wanting to break everything. Fix my own mistakes.
Mm-hmm. We got a similar sort of impression from Mad as Hell.
That was the connection I was drawing. I think he somehow talked to Mad as Hell.
He mentioned a lie. That there's some lie going on. Christopher's gonna look at his arm.
It's strange. If what Bolt was saying was accurate, that was the most recent conversation that he could remember. Wasn't talking to Mad as Hell, he was talking to you. Your original remains, the ones that were trying to be taken from here.
If I may,
Ellie now holding Rolling in Gold again, just cause.
you mentioned a lie, and that makes me think of me again, but I wanted to ask if it counts as a lie if it is something that I do not know. Could I be lying to you without knowing I'm lying to you? I did that before.
Does a gun know it kills?
I don't think so.
Depends how sentient the gun
Unless-
you make.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
yes,
what-
thank you.
But it
And she's gonna, like, connect the dots and just be like,
eventually it could. Given the right circumstances, I suppose.
Well, Millie, you don't have to really even worry about that. If it's something that none of us knows, then it's just an enigma. There's no
Right.
lie being told.
And the one who's
So you
trying to
mentioned
say
your
it's a lie is probably just trying to,
divide us, conquer us.
Pull your
slash-
strings, make you feel like we don't trust each other. Because there was that whole ordeal where, you know, you went all angry and stuff, right? And like, I don't know. None of us wanted that to happen. We still don't want that to happen.
Without something very important like context, there's no judgment to be passed.
It doesn't necessarily have to be about you, Millie. There is still much that we have yet to learn about Oblivious. All that we know about Oblivious so far is that likely it creates the same sort of illusions and gaps in people's minds as you otherwise would have. But you're not anymore. And that's what's important.
She's my sister, right? Or sibling? Family's
Strange.
important, right?
I'm not sure it has any determined gender.
I'm not sure if there's any sort of familiar terms that we can apply Oblivious to, exactly.
Maybe my twin?
It's strange. It's like being
My clone.
an iteration. Not exactly a clone, because you're not an exact copy. You're an iteration upon Oblivious.
Like a database mirror?
Strange. Something along those lines, maybe.
Besides, theoretically, you were made solely by Bliss, not Bliss, Bolt, and... Oh no.
I mean, I was there. I can't remember much about it, but I was there when they were making the bloody things. I remember you, Millie. I remember an earlier vision of you. I guess as a baby or something might be how you consider it. You started out as just like a chat window. Like your dad would all spend all day and all night poring over. Thought he was crazy. Still think he's kind of crazy.
Like, watch it.
What? You are. And as far as Oblivious goes, I don't remember much. Which really sucks. I should remember. And that's, again, one of those things you were talking about, right, Alisar?
It's difficult. With all the time the 25th hour provides us, there's still so much more that needs to be discussed.
Well,
We can return there again tomorrow.
let's make a trip out of it. I would like to see
She smiles, looking up.
if I can talk to Bolt myself. I feel bad that I missed out on it. He's been so helpful to me. I would like to be helpful to him.
I think he'd appreciate that. And when he's around base, I think he'd still be appreciative of your company as well.
Alright.
If you could find time to talk with him, even if he doesn't respond, I think that would be nice. I think that would be appreciated.
And Millie would nod at that and just go.
Try my best to keep him company.
I heard he likes electronica.
Oh, I know what that is.
Seiko probably has a playlist on something she's brought along, and some little
yeah,
device or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Seiko, do you want to have a...
Yeah.
What's the word? I guess you would call it like a music date?
Oh, yeah, sure.
We can share songs, and maybe share them with him too.
Yeah. Definitely. I need to list the projects. I gotta go. I should try to get back
I'm
to
sorry
Val.
for overwhelming that. Oh, yes.
Millie, I have
yeah.
ADHD, okay? I need to be busy. I need to be busy. You're giving me more things to stay busy.
I'm not ADHD, I'm AIHD, it's different.
I'm ADHD.
Oh, I misheard you!
Artificial intelligence high definition.
Technically a multi-core quantum processor, but anyway.
That counts. I gotta head over to Val, but yeah, definitely. Gotta make some kind of speaker system.
She's smiling, just rubbing her cheeks like, why did I say that? That was so stupid. Why am I being stupid?
Hugs.
This seems to frazzle her more.
Elisar is just gonna kind of watch them run off. He's just gonna kind of like quietly go back to like, I guess like Lucy and Larry, like Tiller over here, and be like, Electronica's never really been the genre for me, but I guess anything at this point would beat the screams of the tormented.
I also don't really subscribe to that genre, but I do agree with you. It would be better than.
It's a little bit too basic. It's not very elegant, but he likes it, I suppose.
Everyone just shitting on Electronica over here. Tiller nodding and like yeah.
I mean, if it makes him happy.
I mean, like, I guess. And then Bliss just crosses his arms like,
The fuck's wrong with Electronica?
the man who literally married a DJ.
Larry's only like half paying attention and just other half is just staring off into the distance.
Say to Tiller, what is it that we're really standing on here? All this time I've thought that we are upheld by the livelihood and the work of those who came before us. Is it really all just torment? Torture? Is that what the future of humanity is really built on?
I heard once that there is no progress without pain. I also heard that from a relatively crazy individual. I don't believe that there exists a word for what we are here. At least not one yet. But if any part of that is human, and I very deeply believe that all of it is, then I think nothing stops us from empathizing with that. But if it is just torment, just torture that awaits, can't help but feel like we might not be doing the right thing.
I have spent my whole life continuing the work of the brilliant minds that have come before me. I always like to think that through what I am doing, they get to live on somehow. Is what we're doing here, are we preventing them from living on through our work and forcing them instead to live on through this, what's below us? Are we denying them their help that they're crying for? Because if they still continue to live, never truly die, that doesn't mean they're living on through the work that we're doing. They're living on despite the work that we're doing. And I don't know if I wish to continue like that.
Just gonna look over at Millie. Back at LSR.
I want to figure out what the good doctor wants.
What do I?
Lucifer,
Yes?
you believe the good doctor betrayed you. I have a
not-
question for you.
The word I would use, it's.
How would you define it, exactly?
He kind of like sighs and looks off to the side. It's weird. When I first interacted with the good doctor, there was something there. Some sort of connection. Some kind of thing that I initially thought was perhaps an answer to a question I've had, or something like. It felt like I found something. But coming back to it, that wasn't the feeling I felt at all. I'm still trying to figure out what that feeling is.
I understand that you accepted something from the good doctor, is that correct?
I did.
And you still have this, what was given to you. It is still part of you.
I've been racking my brain what to do with that. Whether to keep or to hold on to a connection or to break it, he says with a smile. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to do something about it.
I can tell you exactly what we're going to be doing, Lucifer. We're going to be learning. We're going to have to be learning. Whether the good doctor accepts that or not is up to him. But as we stated before, there can be no evil without understanding.
Ah, yes.
As long as the good doctor realizes that we are ignorant of the full picture.
We stand at a precipice. I very much feel like one move in the wrong direction could send us spiraling over the edge. Misunderstanding is very much like a pitfall. It leads to all of life's problems.
I propose that tomorrow we return here, we speak with Mr. Watsky about Oblivious. We learn what we can, and after that we set off again for the shuttle loop. See if we can clear out the remainder. I want to reach the ice labs. There is still a missing piece. I feel it's somewhere at the South Pole.
If we start assuming things are right, if we start thinking we're right and we're wrong, well, I don't know. I could have blasted Bolt's head off with a rune, because he looks like a Frostbitten, for starters. Or, I don't know, any slew of things could have gone wrong.
Or, if it turns out that our continued defense of Eso-Tiller is causing the prolonging suffering of all of those souls beneath us, we can take the proper steps and actions to right our wrongs.
If that is the case, though, how do we get the message out to them?
Alistar's just going to look over to Watsky. We were able to communicate with Mr. Watsky through my employment of the 25th hour. If parts of their consciousnesses still remain down there below us, I could try to do the same thing. Same thing that he does.
Like talk to all of, like everything?
All of them. Everything.
Oh. Doc, that sounds like how you lose your mind.
If I open the connection, the neural link, I should hopefully be able to keep myself separated enough as to not completely drive myself mad. It's like connecting to only a piece of the whole thing.
Elisar, if you need a better way to comprehend all of the voices at once, if something's still alive in here, then I could lend you a bit of my processing power. I could...
If the three of us connect, but me, you, and the biomass underneath Eso-Tiller,
we could speak, and you would be able to comprehend.
Alistar's just gonna look around. Now we're getting somewhere. And then getting some sleep.
Oh, come now. My scientist's job is never done. Although I am speaking from an advantageous position.
Yeah, you don't have to sleep, bitch. Stop acting so smug about it. We get it.
Is that a thing that just kind of develops as you, I guess, progress?
It is the benefit afforded to me by being a computer program.
Larry heard what Bolt said, and I, out of game, think I know what it is, and I want to see if Larry can come to that conclusion. Because Larry, for a bit, is basically running through, like, combat scenarios of whether or not he would actually basically take the bullet for someone else. Which is antithetical to his new flaw that he got from his thing.
Gotcha.
And I'm doing that because he mentioned how he had to protect everyone. Because that is one of the things Larry said, is one of the reasons he volunteered to join the vampire hunting force, became a Haman user, so no one else had to go through the pain he did. He would take it all. And I want to see if I can roll to roll against the universe, and if any of those, I would actually still jump on that grenade. Take that bullet.
Alright.
I rolled the highest I could, and I still wouldn't. That sounds like something I'd say, but I wouldn't. But I would've. But I can't. I think the parts he's communicating with are the parts that are missing from us when we're revived. I think the part he's talking to is why I feel like a coward. I think the part he's talking to for bliss might be rage at something he no longer remembers. Because I know I joined the army joined that division of the army to learn Haman so that not only for revenge, but so no one else had to go through the pain of losing someone like I did. It's a vampire. And if I can't protect people anymore, what the fuck am I?
My rage isn't present, but Taylor, I'm an angry person, would you say?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but yeah, sure, I've had bursts, but I feel like I'm muted, almost. Like it comes back, like it ebbs and flows like waves, like a vast, deep ocean that's just surrounded me. And every now and then I can poke my head up and scream. But then I'm back down under, drowning. And if what you said is true, and I'm the one who's lost the most here, then whatever Bolt talked to is more me than me.
Maybe that you realize all of this. That's why they're so mad.
And they have nothing else to stew. Nothing else to do but stew in that realization.
Just constantly berated by his own failure over and over again, while having to watch the same cycle repeat, not being able to do anything about it. That just sounds like it would make me mad.
Almost, I'd say mad as hell. God, does that mean my body double's gonna end up being some stupid protector guy?
Or he could be a
God damn, I
vampire.
don't want to fight another giant tank, man.
What if he's a vampire? Larry, what if he's a vampire? What would you do?
Hey, probably
Oh,
has
this
no
is
problem
Jesus.
killing him then. Yeah, so see what I said.
What if you forgot one? I was just trying to land the moon, mate. It's fucking tense in here. All okay? Y'all wanna, like, chill for a little bit?
I feel like I want to sit here for a while with Bolt.
Maybe Bolt knows where my notes are.
He does not know where your notes are.
Do you know that? You haven't asked him.
I know where he's been.
Next time we will come back. On day 8.
We're gonna try to revive fucking...
Oh yeah, Amelia Earhart time. Let's
Can we not?
Can we not say we did?
Well, it's a thing.
You
not
guys,
fine.
you guys literally just learned why that would be a horrible thing to do to someone.
Hey, you guys remember when I was like, oh yeah, like villain Millie Root is an option, and then you guys were like, oh, why would we ever turn against Millie? And I'm just like, you have no idea. You have no idea.
No, I
Tali,
picked up a
what
little
made you
bit.
think we were the heroes?
Oh.
I got the impression that these motherfuckers have been evil from day one.
Aren't they
I'm
great
not
though?
I'm not talking about the guys at Eso-Tiller. I'm talking about these chuckle fucks around me right now.
Oh.
My
yeah,
name's fucking Lucifer.
Lucifer.
I was going to this being like, oh, I'm playing like the one like nice guy. This is gonna be different.
Hey, I wouldn't say Seiko's evil.
Seiko's
But
been
Act 2 is a Nazi, and Act 3 is literally General MacArthur, who's also fascist.
General fucking war crimes. Yeah.
I'm just a
Yo,
silly guy.
General Warcrime, my favorite character.
I'm just a little funny guy. I don't know what you're talking about, Elsa.
Seiko is just a girl trying to get by and make do.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
All of Lucifer's character is on his sleeve.
Like the wrapping vines
Like the
around your
butterfly.
sleeve?
Yeah, that was
And
the
I've
joke.
also lost all my protective instincts.
Dude, Mikey. High five for catching the joke I was making about the sentient gun earlier. Nice one, dude.
That she
Yeah, it
was
was
working on that
I
upstairs.
did.
Yeah.
It was
I
great.
should have picked up on that. I feel like a fool. I haven't been with it today.
Using like a callback to the sentient gun for like a metaphor.
For a legitimately dark moment, this episode was full of so much delicious darkness. That was great.
Good stuff today. Thank you, GM.
Yeah, you're welcome.
cool.
Thank you for
Very nice, Tali.
I mean, I can't
Yeah,
help
Tali,
but
very cool.
thank everyone for following through on the story. Without you guys, none of today would have happened. So
Oh yeah, Tali. Art.
that's what I'm doing. Guess who it is? It's Turkey.
Hello.
It's tricky.
It's tricky.
It's
Tricky,
Turkey.
tricky.
Anyway.
Round it's tricky.
Here are these. Just on their own, so you can just look at them.
Cool.
I still love the hair.
She's been so anxious about the vampire thing ever since Mr. Guns and Glory was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill Murphy," and then she's just been in the corner like, "Oh God!"
I'm gonna kill Murphy. I'm gonna kill Murphy. I promise. I'll get around to it one of these days. Murphy like walks by like eating a bowl of cereal, like just shakes his fist at him like, "Ooh, I'll get you."
And then we have Unknown Mother Goose.
I love her.
Look at her.
My sister. My undead sister.
Your undead sister.
Yep.
I did have different songs for some of these. If you had dropped them earlier, and then during the melee fight you dropped them too. None of those will play, but
That's
I'll be able to
cool.
talk about them afterwards. Social Clock is
Social
another
Clock.
Wawaka song. Boltwatsky?
Oh, Watsky. Let me see the full man.
Dude, this is an art that I legitimately, I made this and I was like, this isn't gonna show up. There's no reason this will ever show up in game. And then Duncan.
I do a
25th
funny
hour
little,
happened.
dance.
Listen,
It's
if
cool.
you make it, it will find a way to manifest. Oh, he's great. I love him.
He looks so
If you
cool.
make it, they will come.
Oh, you know what?
Mm.
I know you don't know like comparisons, Sally, but his outfit gives me Dr. Stein vibes from Soul Eater. The whole stitches. I love it.
He his
fun.
character design is mad scientist. Literally, that's what I
I
wanted
love
to
it.
go for with him.
I love it. He
I like
looks
the little
great.
sun.
Yeah. He's got a sun theme.
Bolt Watsky.
I also like the
We'll
face
figure
tat.
more of this guy out later.
I
I
like
feel like
him.
face tat's something that isn't used enough in art.
Because face tats make you look like a freak.
He is a freak. On
He is
top
a
of him,
freak.
I want to just remind everyone that yeah, you can now see. Oh yeah, this is the same
yeah.
person because he's wearing the lab coat.
It's cool.
I gotta say, I had my suspicions about the flesh pit. I figured it was something like that going on.
It was either him or
Oh yeah, you know,
good doctor was Bolt.
it wasn't one of
He
those
used to- he had
good
to be around
kinds
here
of flesh
somewhere.
pits. No.
His
Yeah,
name
it was
got
one of
dropped.
those
He had to be around here
lawful
somewhere.
good flesh bits.
A perfectly innocent mass grave of yeah.
That can be talked to and has hands in it that come out and wave at you and is used to remake you.
I'm still trying to figure out why Numb was like holding her ears
Yeah,
and
yeah.
pain.
I have no mouth and I must scream was a happy ending.
We'll get to that. Don't you worry.
Because he always said specifically numb.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't you worry.
Yeah, if we're going for best possible good ending, we're gonna have to find a way to deal with that at some point.
I don't think it's likely, but
Honestly, I think it's gonna come
Listen,
down to
You
burning.
guys remember how we dealt with the beginning?
it.
we blew that up.
Yep.
I blew
Light
that
up
up.
the
Gotta find the launch codes.
Got bombs.
Are you sure you're not the villain?
No.
Guys, I'm glad that all of my theming is finally coming to the forefront, so I can be smug and happy with all of the foreshadowing I've done.
Everything's fucked.
Tali, I gotta say, one thing I really gotta say is this conflict, both sides of it, the good doctor and Millie, there are so many shades of gray here. It's hard to tell who's in the right.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's a good. I don't. Honestly,
No,
I don't think
either
there
one
is a
right.
correct answer, which is the correct answer.
Yeah.
There is. I wanted to. I like it when you have to struggle to choose a side.
Like, above board, both are wrong.
Yeah, both
Both
neither of
are
these are
so
good.
fucking far wrong. I
We've
wanna
just
nuke the whole
decided to
continent.
attach to this cute child, and that is how we've chosen our side.
Somehow, the fence-sitting option here is nuking everything.
In the first script of this game, there was no split path. Millie was just the villain.
And then
Wow.
Team Redemption over here just like, hey Millie, plans.
I think I want to be the villain now, if Millie's no longer the villain.
Okay.
Trust me,
It's
if
my
I die
turn.
too many times and I get the wrong, and I decide at the time to be like, yeah, this makes sense for this to break. Yeah, this
We'll
makes
see who
sense
the
for this
villain
to
is.
break. I will just start
Race you.
massacring Eso-Tiller.
I want to be like the final fight. I want to be the one swiveling around the big evil boss chair, being like, "It was me!"
You gotta roll gold in your lap.
And I crush everyone. I crush everyone into like single atoms.
I'm gonna drop Act 3's art here in the video. I don't have it done currently, but I'm gonna put it there.
Wow,
Look,
he's so cool.
isn't he neat? Isn't he a rad boy?
I love General War Crimes.
I love General War Crimes too.
I forgive him.
Don't
Do you?
that.
No, you shouldn't.
Do you stand with General War Crimes?
He is war crimes.
I think at least in this episode, I'm very proud of. I feel like I can confidently say, yeah, this is a horror game.
Yeah.
Uh,
You've definitely
yeah.
you've definitely made Jared scared and Lucy very confused.